Good morning, everybody. If you can hear me and if the audio sounds all right, if you could hit that number 1, please. Again, if you can hear me and if the audio sounds good. Kevin, Brian, Garrett, Jocko, trucking for dividends. All right, looks like we are Steve. All right, perfect. I hear you. All right, thank you. Hi, Jinx. All right, well, very quickly before we hop into it, again, for those of you that watch this in the archive, if you want to have something to continue to watch in the archive, then this is totally viewer supported. So code CLAY, all caps, with any of these prop firms is a great way to not only save yourself some money, but also help support the stream and ensure that you continue to have something that you enjoy watching to watch. So I recommend. I think Take Profit Trader is the king of the business. But I do understand we're all at different stages. Maybe you're trying to use multiple prop firms. So here are all the prop firms that I do have a code with. And like I said, that will save yourself some money and help support the stream. And Take Profit Trader still is that 50% off deal until Sunday, I think they said. So yeah, if you want to save yourself 50% on Take Profit Trader, then definitely make sure to take advantage by Sunday. All right, well, officially, everybody, good morning. It is Friday, May 15th. The year is 2026, and what a day. What a day. The smell if you have your windows open, that smell is the smell of cooked prop accounts. If you did not cook an account today, I have not had this feeling in quite a while. You are definitely the exception and not the rule. Today has been very, very volatile. And one of those days where even like 5, 6, 7 MNQ could be considered way too big of size. It is a very, very volatile day. And, these candles, we'll call this one, not the biggest, but a decent sized candle was what? 80 up to, this right here is a 40-point candle. There's other candles plenty bigger than it. it's just, if your position size is off today, you paid the price. And, yes, I cooked. The one good news is I didn't lose no racehorses lost. But yeah, I did. I had some casualties. I don't know if I'm just thinking, do I want to re-talk about it at 11 a.m.? I don't know. It's just, what was it? So this is what led to one of the barbecues. Okay, right here. So this was, actually, let me change this to NQ. So this is one of the alerts I posted in the chat. NQ back tests and go into the open. So I had this level right here at 29,200. So that's why I think you guys can. So that's what. How does the chat room work? Well, is it video? Well, no, it's not video, but I would like to think that people can understand what this picture is saying. So that's what I was thinking. Back test and go. Would that happen? So that was what I was looking for. And then, and I did capture this on video. So if you like the live trade videos, you'll see how this all played out. So if you don't believe me, I understand, because this is you can't make this stuff up. It came down here, and it had to have gotten within a couple of ticks of filling me. And then boom, bounce back up. And I'm like, okay. That's just not good. In fact, here, let's just do this. I'll just show you real quick. Why don't I just show you real quick? Okay, so title of video, frustration leads to a cookout. Okay, so there it is. There's me trying to get, I was at 201. So I was at 201. Okay, here it comes. Oh, it's going to get me. It's going to get, Huh? Oh, and again, keep in mind, that's like a 20-point bounce. That is plenty for what I was trying to do there. Plenty. I'm giving it time. Look at this. Just go down to fill me. It wouldn't fill me. So I'm finally like, all right, I got to move my order down some. And then yes, you can see it eventually bounce all the way back up. And then I was all irritated. I bought right here and it came down and game over. So that was essentially what happened and what led to the cookout. And again, today's so volatile. How could it not have gone just like a couple ticks more? Like I said, I wasn't even right at 200. I was at 201, and I still didn't quite get filled. So that's essentially what happened there. But again, thankfully, no pro accounts were hurt or damaged or anything like that. But there's my day. There's my day explained. So if anybody asks, I guess we'll send them back to about the 4-minute mark. But I need to be very careful here because even 5, I have been trading 5. Has it been reckless? Maybe. I can't see how I could do 8. 8 MNQ on a day like today to me seems just absolutely crazy. One of those times you were right, but the timing wasn't. Well, no. I mean, the timing was right. I mean, I was right. It wanted to come down, and my timing was right because it came down when I thought it would. So it wasn't my timing. It was just my entry point. I just chose the wrong entry point by like 2 ticks. Hey, Mazar. But yeah, so I nonetheless I was frustrated, and the rest is history. All right, I'm thinking about a long here. I'll go with 5 against my better judgment. Okay, no victim card there. Like I put that in after it had already come down there, so that wasn't me getting missed there. Just shorted NQ. Okay, you shorted MNQ. That was a little confusing. You shorted MNQ for 10 micros for 10 points. Well, good job. Now that I finally passed on eval, does it make sense to take advantage of the TV? Well, yeah, I mean, they seem pretty serious that the deal is ending Sunday. I guess, again, I have no inside information. Maybe they do. We're going to extend it one more week at 50% off. I don't know. But they do seem pretty serious. So, yes, 50% off is a genuine good deal because if you have any experience with Take Profit Trader, you know the normal deal is 40% off and no activation fee. So the extra 10% right now, it is a not normal deal. I mean, no offense to Apex, but like Apex does about 38, 90% off per year. So yeah, they'll stop the 90% off for like maybe a week and then it's back. But like this is something that I think the last deal Take Profit Trader ran was during like Black Friday. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So yes, this is actually a genuine good deal in the sense of how often it is offered. All right, let's see. Come on, come down a little bit more. I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to wait for confirmation. So let's see if it wants to bounce up off this area. Okay, so looking to get long at the green line if it wants to bounce. As opposed to just... Now, if it bounces, then I'm going to be like, I should have just bought right here because I'd have a way better entry. But I want that little bit extra confirmation here. I am... Oh, and that was a terrible fill. Holy smokes, that was a terrible fill. That was a wild fill. In like a bad sense. Okay, take that. Scalpy scalp there. I feel pretty grateful after that fill. That was rough. 50% off deal is amazing. Ever seen that on? Yeah, I don't know if they've ever done a 50% off before or not. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. Usually it's, they'll leave it at, well, I think once they reduced it to 30%, but then they offered to refund back your test account when you passed. But yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen a 50% deal. But like I said, I'm not the be all end all. Believe it or not, my baboon memory is flawed, so I may not be remembering something. Dang, 158 points. Good job, Zach. Hey, good morning, Brad. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Deadeye. I might try enough. In fact, I will. I will try one down here. It's bounced off here twice before. We have the 200 period SMA. We have the 50 period SMA, so why not? Hey, Ryder Rick. Good afternoon. Ronnie, good morning. JJ, good morning. All right, I'm not interested in buying any. Wow, very nice hammer candle here on the 5-minute now. And then they just say the reason. Actually, I don't. Give me a 1. Did you cook any accounts today? At least one account. Did anybody cook? And I'll hit a 1 because as I just talked about, I cooked an account today. Like, there's no way that the majority of people here did not cook an account. Like, today was so like tricky and then volatile and huge, like 60-point candles. Okay, I just asked for 1s, folks. It's implied you did not cook an account if you don't type 1. That is what's implied. I was hoping I'd see a wall of 1s. I guess I'm just a reject then. Me, Melissa, and Lauren. I guess me and the ladies. Everybody else? Oh, okay, Wayne, right? Okay. Me, the ladies, and Wayne. Well, congrats to all of you that are such good traders. Whoop-de-doo. How are you? Hey, good morning, Johnny. Grant and Hoover joined. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's like a confirmation bias that I just want to feel better about myself. So I'm like, oh, surely there's a bunch of people that got cooked today. Maybe, yeah, maybe not. Today seemed like a very cookie day. Hit the DLL, but did not. Okay. I mean, that's not cooking, but that's kind of like a max failure type of day. But to be fair, hey, good morning, Papa. Southpaw, good morning. Now, I don't want to jinx today, but yesterday, I mean, great stream. Great stream. Man, the market, I was just jiving. Hopefully we can get that going here. I'm optimistic. Actually, this trade made a lot of sense. Sure, I scalped out, but came down, got for confirmation, and then a very nice bounce. So anybody that let that thing cook a little bit more, you're doing way more better. I don't know. I don't think that's the proper English language. You're doing better than I am. I know, dummy. Now I get you. Those darn market makers. 4 days. Oh, sorry to hear that. 4 days profit and all flush. Yeah, I've been there. Man. That's unfortunately part of trading. I think if you trade long enough, you'll have one of those days. Do I want to short here? It did reject off the VWAP last time. Rejected off it here. Do we get another rejection? I cooked my... Okay, so Chris is joining the cookout today. Chris, you are not alone. Myself included. I am also... I got an invitation to the barbecue today, too. Yeah, rookie, I can see that. I can see both sides, but I am not shocked to say, I'm feeling too much pressure. That makes sense of how you could feel pressure under those situations. Which is why, I mean, never say never, but the people out there that are copy trading like 40 accounts at once, I'm not saying they're wrong to do so. I'm just saying I think their brains are wired a little different than mine. That seems like it'd be so much pressure. Again, I do want to get to copy trading accounts at some point. I'm in no rush. I've never been in rush over the course of the past 20 years. Sometimes I think maybe that's why I'm still surviving after 20 years, just because I'm just take your time. But yeah, I can't see myself ever getting up to like that amount of accounts. A day like, yeah, potentially, Wes. Potentially on a day like today. Good job, dummy. Man, I hate, though, you and Dork. You make me sound like such a jerk. Total Dork shows up and says something nice. So I'm like, hey, thanks, you dork. And I'm like, ugh. And now dummy, it's like, oh, well done, dummy. But that's literally his name. It's such a troll. Troll names. All right, I'll throw an order out here in case it does want to come on down. How do people copy trade 40 accounts? Because they have a third-party software, and then they have accounts across multiple prop firms that pretty much batches everything together. So yeah, that is how. But you're right. Take Profit Trader only has 5, which is the norm. I think only Apex lets you go up to 20. But yeah. Clay is in a good. I'm in a good mood every day. Slippage, yeah. Again, like I said, obviously there's pros and cons. You make a $100 trade on 40 accounts, that it's copy traded, boom, just like that, a $100 trade all of a sudden becomes a $4,000 trade. No, please don't, Southpaw. Please don't. Again, I'm trying to get long right now at the green line. Yeah, that's good. Good responsibility there, HR. I can appreciate that. Hey, good morning, Nero. I've blown quite a few accounts this week. I mean, that makes sense. Well, okay, so let me ask you this. Why are you okay. On a specific So why are you hunkering down on a specific strategy? Why not just make your specific strategy to take A+ setups? And then that way you would not have let any A+ setups go. You know what I mean? Like, shouldn't the ultimate strategy be, well, I don't know if it has to be an A+ setup. Are A- setups okay? Probably depends on the circumstances. If you're up $1,500 on the day, hey, you want to take an A-, a B+, okay. But like, I don't know. Why not make your strategy take good setups? You know what I mean? And I'm assuming you're saying you're looking for like a specific type of setup. And because these specific types of setups did not show up, you pass by these other types of setups that you would say are A+. Where's Ding Ding Ling? I don't know. Hopefully rescuing people from the Atlantic Ocean. I do believe him, by the way, that he was a lifeguard. Because the way he was behaving was like, okay, you're either like very, very sad in terms of like a grown dude, but he's like, no, I'm 17. I got the day off. It's like, okay, that actually checks out. Yeah, Ding-a-ling is probably, well, not hopefully rescuing anybody because that means somebody was in trouble in the first place. But he's watching diligently, I bet. Again, I'm trying to get long at the green line. Okay, good. I'm glad YouTube is not allowing you to do that, Southpaw. Okay, maybe along here. It's bounced here a couple times. We still have the 200 SMA right there. We also have the 50 SMA over on the 5-minute. So we got some stars aligning here. Or as the intelligent folks say, we have some confluences. Look at these there's the confluences. Look at these I don't know what they're called. See? Do you see why I have to just say the stars are aligning? Okay, here we go. Maybe. 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 Okay. I'm going to try maybe a little bit better of a... Is this thing about to dump down through? I do not like how it's... No, I don't like how it's consolidating right above. If we were to look at the 15 second, we're pretty much looking at a bear flag. And it's just like, no. So, oh, should I try this one again? That line that I mapped out earlier on in the stream. NQ looks weak. Probably test the 200. The 200 on what time frame? Can I reset my take profit account after I have already passed and blow it? Yes, but that is very what you're asking is, can I reset a pro account? Yes, up to 3 times, but it is expensive. How expensive? The equivalent of one pro account reset, you could buy like 5 or 6 test accounts, which is why we preach the racehorse model around here, to help you not have to battle that temptation. What is a racehorse model? Where even though you pass an account, you don't trade it right away. You get another account at least passed. That way, if you do ever blow that one pro account, you're not going to be faced with the temptation to reset it because, okay, well, I'll just get this other quote-unquote racehorse from the stable. Yeah, exactly. So for a 150K account, to reset a pro is $1,500. $1,500. Do you know how many, like I said, do the math. How many test accounts could you just buy? Yes, the downside to the racehorse model, it does take a little time up front to build up your stable and all of that, but I think it's a good investment of time. That is what I did. That is what I am still doing, and it has helped me out immensely. Because I know that when I cook a pro account, I'm not happy. I am not happy, but one thing I do not have to battle is to reset the pro account. Because why? Well, I have a stable of already passed accounts waiting for me that I just need to activate. Alex, well, if it makes you feel any better, I lost accounts yesterday. I lost an account today. So yesterday afternoon was a thing of beauty. That was a very nice stream. Very happy with all that. But yeah, today was tricky. Imagine resetting it and then blowing it again, which is what's going to happen the majority of times. Because you're already angry, and then you reset it for a huge amount. Now you have this additional pressure on your shoulders of, crap, I just spent a lot of money. I got to get this thing paid for itself. And now you have this, oh crap, I got to get this thing paid for itself because I spent a lot of money voice that has just showed up. So you literally create a new voice in your head. And as traders, you already know, we already have plenty of voices anyways. So do you really want to create the, oh crap, I just spent a whole lot of money on this thing. I got to get this thing to pay for itself voice in your head. I don't want that voice. Yeah, exactly. Again, there's nothing... Well, yeah, I mean, the racehorse model, I'm not going to say is like super obvious, but it's nothing revolutionary, but it kind of is because it's just proactive against psychology and numbers that can wreck your numbers, right? Your ROI potential you are quickly diminishing your ROI potential when you're resetting pro accounts because it's so expensive. But Clay, I knew a guy that reset one and he paid $1,500 and then went and made $10,000. I mean, good for that person, fantastic. But using outliers to try to prove things is shaky. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? Nope, I'm glad I waited. Or is this just a fake break? Okay. I'm going to go with 3 instead of 5, which still could be a little bit considered too much size. Huh? Okay, I'm in. I am long. Looking for a bounce up off this area where it has bounced several times before. Took one out. Took another one out. And I'll put my stop right here. Make sure it's a green trade. And if this thing wants to keep bouncing, I will follow it up with my stop. Stupid me. Why did I reduce down to 3? I'm saying that jokingly. Like, that's how hindsight works, right? All right, move up my stop. Now, so now my risk is I make 7 points, which is kind of sketchy because, wait, but you're barely above your entry. Yeah, this small little distance there is already 7 points. Think about that. So now my worst case is I make 12. So my risk right now in this final contract, risk, make 12 points. Reward, unknown, because I don't know how high this might want to bounce. And I'm stopped out. There we go. Can you copy trade a pro account to an eval account to pass? Yes, yes, you can combine pro and test accounts copy trading. Good question, that knob. Nice. Apple broke down. Apple broke 300. Man, I have not. I own Apple in my retirement accounts, but I have not looked at Apple in a while. Here she goes, down, down. Huh? Wait, what? Huh? Am I being trolled? Okay, Marty Pring. We got a trust me broer over here, huh? Done for the day. Have a great. What are you talking about? Did I miss a trade plan for Marty? I did miss it. Okay. 29.20 if can't hold over. Okay, no, never mind. Then no specific metrics. Gotcha. Okay, nope. Stop talking. This is another potential short. Right there. I'm in. Let's see if it wants to get smacked back down by VWAP here. See if history wants to repeat itself. I am short. Come on, history, repeat yourself. I like history repeats. Come on. Come on, get down there, brother. Thank you, brother. Okay, this will be a green trade now. Come on, hit that next target for me. Thank you, brother. You're a good man, my boy. You're a good. All right, I got to take one out there because it's at 21. Let's not overcomplicate trading, folks. There's no need to overcomplicate stuff, okay? And I am stopped out on that one. Hello, Lil Boar from the Czech Republic. If I copy trade, should I use the TraderVet built-in third? I don't know, James. You ask 10 different traders who copy trade, you'll probably get 10 different reasons and answers to that. Hey, I'm glad Ramu came back. Who cares? You all right, Ramu? Why were you so grumpy yesterday? I appreciate the fact you came back because, man, I laid into you. Why were you so grumpy, though? Yeah, I know that you. Why were you so grumpy? I'm asking, why were you so grumpy? I'm glad I made you laugh. I'm asking a poignant question. Why were you so grumpy yesterday? You just have a bad day? You blow a few accounts or something? Do we have a range? Is this going to be some sort of range now? Bottom of the range down here, we'll just call it that pink line, the 200 SMA. Top of the range, the VWAP right there. Is this some sort of new range? That is a question on my mind right now. That and why was Ramu so grumpy yesterday? I was telling a great story. Who cares? It's crazy. Best story I've told all decade, and he said, who cares? Crazy. Chop range? I mean, I guess, but this is like an 80-point chop range. So like, let's say something is chopping around, and that's all chop. But if like from here to here within the chop is, I don't know, let's call it 20 points. Like, dude, like how that you're not happy with 20 points? Now, if this whole range, if that distance is like 3 points, then it's like, okay, I hear ya. You know what I mean, Wayne? Right, exactly. They're very wild. I mean, even this what was this move? 50 up to let's call it. I mean, this right here is only a 70-point candle. That's what I mean. These 5 MNQ trades. Yeah, I don't know. I'm asking to get punched. I'm asking to get punched with doing 5 MNQs. And here's what to me I think makes these days tricky is watch these numbers. So like they'll get stuck on a number and then just like that, the number will be like 4 points different. So let's see, 89, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 7. So, you know, so 9. So, you know, it just seems to be, okay, we're kind of stuck right here. 9, 9, but then all of a sudden it's going to jump like several points in either direction. 4. So, you know, right here, nothing crazy, Okay, this is not the... Like that, right there. That one right there. Did everybody see that? Whereas like... It was at 89, and then it was at 97, just like that. Okay, that's what I was looking for. It happened very quickly, but that's the point. Like, you could be in a position, and then just like that, whoosh. And that was only 7 points. Like, if it does that 15 points against you, and you have too big a size, it's like game over. Newbie. Newbie is one of the more bipolar members of this community. One day he's being a good accountability partner, but now he woke up on the, like, let me just be a terrible accountability partner and go encourage another trader to be a degen. Like, you are definitely bipolar when it comes to being a good friend or bad friend. It's crazy. Some of you are just constant. Just, okay. Clay, be careful, brother. Hey, Clay, don't revenge trade, brother. Hey, Clay, maybe consider scaling back size, brother. Newbie sometimes says that. Today he's like, F it, man, just do 10. Okay. So Newbie I may be sending Newbie on a free all expense paid trip. We'll see what happens. Hey, Bobo. I feel you. Not really, just trying to make you feel better. Yo, you totally feel me. You know exactly. You know, Todd knows exactly. I don't buy that for a second. Yes, Trader Alex, yes, please just go slow. Oh boy. I'm not going to buy the breakout. I will consider shorting, but I want to... Okay, there we go. But if it wants to come up and hit that yellow line, I'm going to put... No, don't drop down too far, though, because that'll wreck my risk profile. I decided to give this market a try again. Yeah. Small size. Small size, Matthew. Small size. Okay, I'm just going to keep trading the range until it's no longer a range. Okay, like I said, I want to see it hit that yellow line. I think you must be ADD like me. Do you talk to yourself a lot? Is that a sign of ADD? I thought everybody kind of talks to themselves. If it is a sign of ADD and most people do not talk to themselves, then yeah, maybe I'm ADD without realizing I'm ADD. Yes, position size certainly matters. Gonna give the 150K a shot again. Yeah, that's the thing with the 150K. It can, well, I was gonna say it can seem, it is, you know, you gotta push through some stuff, but if you can get that to the funded stage and all that, oh man, that is no better place to be. Well, I mean, I'm thinking out loud because it's either I think out loud or I just sit here like this. I don't know, that might actually be more entertaining, like mime trading. Dude, did we just cook something up? That would be a good spin on live streaming. I don't talk, I just mime it the entire time, like, dude, oh my goodness. I think I might have to give this a try. The mime stream. Maybe we can call it Friday mime stream. No words will be spoken. Dude, I think we just cooked together. I think we just put ourselves together a 16 ounce, get out of there. A 64 ounce ribeye steak. All right, well, I'm glad I waited for confirmation because looks like the channel is done, unless this is just a fake breakout. Yeah. All right, so that was actually one of those hidden decisions that I'm very happy with. The hidden decision, instead of just shorting right here, I was like, well, let's let it hit here, and then I'll put my order down here. And then if it comes down, I'll get filled. And it never came down, therefore I didn't get filled, therefore I did not have a losing trade. What platform am I using? So 2 layers to that question. Layer number 1, I'm in a prop firm. That prop firm is Take Profit Trader. Layer number 2, through Take Profit Trader, I'm using Tradeovate. But that's what spices it up, Grant. I am talking through my mime, right? A mime talks. Probably not accurate. Definitionally speaking, no. I guess you would say a mime communicates without talking. So never mind. That doesn't. Never mind. Go short quickly. Okay, Border, where are you getting short at? And then where's your stop at, Border? I don't know what go short quickly means, but if you can give me a number and a stop and a target, that will help out. Actions speak louder than words. That is true. You've been in a trade for an hour now? Goodness, looks like an interesting short, actually. Oh, dog it. Border Steve was just kidding. I thought he was going to drop. Stop set to external high and short to opening day high. What is an external high? I don't think I've ever heard that term. What's an external high? Like the overall high, like the high of the day? I want to see how this candle closes, and then I'll probably try a short like right around here and just throw my stop over. Yes, I'm new. Just observing. Okay. So an external high is just like, is this what you're talking about? The external high right there? Gotcha. Okay. Welcome. Good to have you, by the way, Rain Man. Well, I was really hoping this candle was going to close up further, but this kind of, okay, or it just is not going to wait for me at all. So here is to keep things balanced. Here is the flip side to waiting for confirmation. Right here, waiting for confirmation prevented me from getting into what would have been a losing trade. Confirmation here caused me to miss out on getting into what would have been a winning trade. So there's always give and take. No, Chris. No. I think you heard what you wanted to hear. I don't know. Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure. I would just call that more like an overall high right there. And Rain Man, the thing about trading is you could have a certain term that is kind of like the normal term for something, but then people love to come around and like add like a bunch of baggage to it and make it sound cool. So I didn't know if that was what was going on right there. But no, you just. But you'll notice that, Rainman, as you go through your journey. You'll be like, wait a second, I thought that was this. Why is this person calling it, a hairy gorilla missing its front tooth? Why does that have to be called a hairy gorilla missing its front tooth? Why can't that just be called a support level? Oh, you've noticed already? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Has he already been part of the cult? Why do you have the DOM open on the side? Because a lot of people like to watch the DOM and use the DOM, so I have it there for their viewing pleasure. Oh, a different one? Gotcha. They're getting called kill zones now? Well, I mean, to be fair, yesterday I was calling a moving average a mechanic. So, like... Interesting candle here on the 5-minute. Goodness. There we go. Up and then back down. So that makes it interesting. Just turn away now. Don't get sucked into this. Sucked into what? Yeah, I mean, what? Yeah, I can. This area has clearly rejected the price several times before. Does it have one more rejection in it? We've got about 1, 2, close enough, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does it have number 7? Can it give us a 7th rejection? That is the question on the table right now. Can the yellow line give us a 7th rejection? Range got me this morning. Oh, yeah. Especially when the rain. Yeah. Like I said, today was, especially this morning, was some of those candles was just crazy. No, I'm not options trading. I used to day trade options, but day trading options does not make any sense mathematically because of this thing called theta. So no, I am day trading futures, specifically right now MNQ futures. Just open a test account. Thanks for assistance. All right, Jay Kiefer with Take Profit Trader. What's the difference between options and futures? Well, I mean, for practicality's sake, in terms of like, hey, just tell me the practical implications because I'm here to day trade and make money. Futures do not have theta. Great, Jay Kiefer. And I know you don't know what theta means, but like that is a good thing. From a day trading standpoint, you don't want to have to deal with theta. Theta means sideways price action is bad. No, I just use Take Profit Trader. I mean, I have codes for pretty much all the other prop firms. Code Clay, all caps. But like for me personally, I just am using Take Profit Trader. Yes, thank you, Sky Mountain. I had one of those fish when I was a kid. Correct. Yeah, what Terra Doctor said is a good way of saying it. You could say, I think the price is going to go up, and the price could go up, and you could still lose money with options. Because if the price goes sideways before going up, yeah, you could still lose money. So thank you, Terra. That's a good way of just quickly summarizing. Oh, a theta fish. Gotcha. Sorry. Hey, JP. Your son having a better day today? Thank you, Matthew. All right, maybe. I just can't trust it. I'm not going to trust any breakouts right now. He did this time. Good. Yeah, I agree. Maybe a short here. Like I said, this is time number 7 that I was wondering about. Would it be time number 7? And as of now, maybe. Has it pulled back enough for me to consider that a winning trade? No. Actually, that was already a 7-point pullback. From basically 58 to where it is right now. Goodness, it's so volatile. Yeah, already an 8. I can see myself taking a quick 8-point scalpy scalp. I mean, 8 points for a scalpy scalp? It is not impactful, Mazar. If you're in an option for a very small amount of time, it's not impactful. The problem becomes that is the requirement that makes options day trading so hard. In order for theta to not matter, you have to be so pinpoint. You have to be so accurate. So I would argue, why would you throw yourself into a market that has that requirement? The requirement of you've got to be very, very spot on with your entry. Futures, there's some grace. Like if you get in a little too soon and it needs to go sideways a little bit before finally moving, that's okay. Nothing is damaged. Does that make sense, Mazar? So it's not necessarily theta per se because, sure, if you nail the entry, theta, who cares? But I don't like a requirement of needing to nail an entry. That's the point. Does that make sense, Mazar? Listen, I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. And if I can get a little bit, if I can kill those requirements such as you better have a spot on entry, then you know what? I'm going to go ahead and trade the thing where it doesn't have that requirement. I got long. Brad, Brad, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate you sharing that. But why you are still doing options, Brad, is a mystery to me. I day trade 0 DTM and usually green with kinda. Well, I mean, that's fine, Maz. But my point is, my claim is not this. My claim is you cannot make money day trading options. That's not the claim. My claim is you're working harder, not smarter. So, Maz, first off, that's actually very impressive that you're able to make money consistently day trading 0 DT options. But let me throw this at you. Can you imagine how much more money you would have made and would be making if you did not have to deal with theta or gamma? Imagine how much more, because you don't have to worry about that stuff. Like people like you that are actually still able to be consistently profitable in that sort of environment. Imagine how much better it would be if you can remove those very annoying attributes from an environment, which is what, again, futures do. As of now, I'm watching the 5 and over here because I'm wondering, are we really going to get another? So we have this upper shadow candle, or are we getting another upper shadow candle right here? No, did that one option install. Timing is just as key. Option trade. No. That's not true. You cannot equate and say timing is just as important as it is in futures. No, it is way more important. Timing is less important in futures compared to options because there's no theta in futures. So no, it is not just as key. Timing in options is way more key than timing in futures. Why? And again, I wanted to try to make my life as easy as possible. Do you trade based on liquidity and order flow or just price action? I mean, I guess just price. I don't know. You tell me. I'm using candlesticks. I'm using some trend lines. I got the VWAP. I got some moving averages. Got the volume profile. So I don't know. Whatever that makes me, that's what I'm doing. No. Theta does not work in your favor. Now, if you're selling options, yes. But the vast majority of people right now, the general rule of thumb, people are not showing up and like, okay, let's do some iron condors. No. People are buying options. So no, theta does not work in your favor. I mean, Maz, they're certainly worth it. Let me put it this way. There are many people that have been part of this live stream that have been in your shoes day trading options. They move, I don't know, maybe some of them are here right now. They've moved to futures and they're like, dude, Clay, thank you. Futures are so much better than options. And that's me too. I am a former day trader of stocks and options, and holy crap, futures are so much better. But the key is you want to do futures through a prop firm. Because futures move, and man, they move quick. Which can be a very bad thing if you're not careful. But that's where a prop firm comes in to help balance that out. Just made 50% of that short. Uh-oh, we got to trust me, bro. Okay, well, trader, for your next trade plan, let's see some numbers ahead of time, or at least in real time. Trust me, bro, trade plans don't go too far around here. I do futures too for the big numbers. Well, that's I don't even really know what you mean by that, because futures are going to have way bigger numbers. All right, I'm thinking about a short here. The logistic. Well, that's why I recommend Take Profit Trader, because for a beginner to the prop firm space, Take Profit Trader, very clean set of rules. You've got to make this amount, don't lose this amount. Very straightforward. There's no scalping rules, consistency rules, scaling rules. So yes, for somebody like you, again, that is just a beginner to the world of prop firms, Take Profit Trader, very, very straightforward, easy to understand set of rules. So on the 5-minute over here, we have looming overhead the 200 SMA. So I am paying attention to that. That's valued up around, let's call it 407. Hey, morning, Timbo. So we'll see if it can get up there or not. I think 745 is a reasonable SPY target. Are you please don't tell me you're day trading SPY options, please. Please don't tell me you're day trading SPY options. Brother, there are more efficient ways. Past 5th eval today. Good job, Mitt. I would look, but I can't because you just yelled at me. Again, covered calls is out. That covered calls has nothing to do with my my claim. In the category of investing, covered calls, very cool stuff. You can do some cool stuff with options in the category of investing. Covered calls, cash secured puts. But that is not what I'm. Again, I'm in the specific category of day trading, and day trading options is garbage. Mathematically provable. All right. Another on the 5-minute upper shadow candle. Like, come on, one of these. Like, this is getting wild now. I guess there was a little bit of a pullback there, but these ones, I mean, they have to, right? They have to at least come down. That's how the market works, right? There are guarantees. It has to happen. Somebody on the internet told me that guarantees exist and things have to happen. All right, thinking about a long here. I don't know. Okay, no. I'm lying. I'm thinking about a long at down here. Okay. Going for a long at that green line. Really wish Tradevate had buttons to click for numbers of contracts. Oh, yeah. I guess I don't know. I've never thought about that. I could see that where you're just like clicking, being able to click real quick. Yeah, I wonder where they'd put them. Like, I guess you could like just do something over here and it could just be a separate window. Like position size or something, and it could just be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an interesting idea. I came from options and you make your money too much. Yeah, again, I'm not here to say that 0DT options that they can't move and they can't move very quickly. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what makes them hard is that requirement of you really need to have pinpoint entry or else theta is going to start to eat your lunch a lot. So when futures move, I would say even better than 0DT. But let's just say that they move both the same. Still, again, why would you choose to deal with theta if you don't have to? But I still think that even compared to 0DT, futures still move better. Is there a shortcut to make a trade auto break even instead of using? If there is, I'm not aware of it, James. Hey, good morning, Steve. Am I about to get long here? I think I might be. It's just though that's those 5-minute candles suggest the sellers are here, but I don't know. This would be definitely against my better judgment. Hey, good morning, David. Yeah, I don't know if a trailing stop is necessarily getting at what James is saying. Maybe. Yeah, 5 minutes is a bit sketchy. I agree. Ramble, I think everybody had at least a day or two this week that had tricky action for them. Even on futures, how long you're really holding a position. No, what I'm saying that there is no theta. Okay, there we go. I'm glad. There is no theta in futures. Like you could, and we have people, we call them sway traders. There are sway traders here that could hold a position for 8 hours, have it go sideways, and they'll still make money just fine. That's not happening in options. If you're holding a DT or zero DT option or whatever, I won't say 8 hours, let's just call it, 30 minutes cooked. Well, not cooked. You just need a price movement to go that much further in your direction. Hey, Mr. JCF. Thanks for the kind words. Clay, stocks or options for intraday? Neither. Futures for intraday, aka day trading. Futures through a prop firm. Okay, Brad, what I'm getting at is you don't have to worry about like this debate you're having. Well, I think gamma is more important. No, I think it's theta. You don't have to worry about any of that in futures. That is the point. So futures, they move better, but I'll just concede they move equally as well. But there are no debates about, well, I think gamma is more annoying. Or no, I think theta is more annoying. Oh no, I think delta is more. Those debates don't exist. That is the point, right? That's why my argument is the most efficient way is just to day trade futures through a prop firm. Okay, I'm going to try a long down here. I think what happens a lot of time is people try to rationalize sticking with something that doesn't mathematically make sense because they're like, well, crap, I don't have to go learn something all over again, or I don't have the time. But what they're not realizing is futures is just charts. So for you options day traders here, if you're already using charts to make your decisions, you understand futures already 97% of the way because futures is just also charts. The final 3% is like how points work, but that's very easy to understand. So don't try to dig in because you're subconsciously trying to prevent. I don't want to have to go through learning something all over again. I don't have to learn about the futures. You don't. You just use charts. Again, the best decision you made over your trading career was to learn charts because charts are great for anything with a value that changes. And guess what? Futures have contracts with values and those values changes. Therefore, charts is 97% of it. Correct. Yeah. Theta is a constraint that makes trading harder and it doesn't need to be there. Correct. Exactly. Trying to get long here at the green line. So I'm being patient. We're talking. We're bashing theta. I don't know, Luke. Why don't I know? Because I'm not presumptuous enough to think I know your strategy better than you know your strategy. So all I'm going to say to you, Luke, is I don't know. What does your strategy say? If your strategy says that's a good idea, then go with it. If you're like, Clay, I don't have a strategy, well, then you got to first get a strategy. I mean, yeah, you can mark out levels all you want, Ryder Rick, and that's fine. But ultimately, day trading is about the voices in your head. But yeah, I mean, you can definitely annotate some cool looking charts with lines everywhere and cool terms and this, that, and the other. But at the end of the day, I'm not saying those things are worthless. I'm just saying if you can't deal with your voices in the head, who cares? But yeah, I do concede some things out there really do allow you to become an artist and annotate up a chart and make yourself sound super smart. You got all sorts of colors and this and that. And man, that word had like 37 syllables in it. House progress. Good. Oh, I'll show. They finally got the roof trusses on yesterday. So it's actually now starting to officially look like a house. I think, in theory. So there we go. The roof is officially on. There's man. So there we go. I did, so there's like this zips tape, like, I don't know, it's weird, and you do the windowsills with it to help for water protection. So I actually did that with did that with a couple of my daughters yesterday. They wanted to come work with me. What I've learned, so here we go. So this is us doing some windowsill taping. So me and my dog, oh, look at that. So anyways, so they thought that was pretty cool. Good little family bonding. All right, there's no way I'm buying this now. Think about it. This was a big green candle at once. Now that green candle has disappeared all the way back down. No thanks. 2-car garage. I mean, what were you thinking? What did you expect? Dude, you seem to think like I'm the stereotypical day trader that wants like a 30... Again, I'm not saying if you love cars and want to collect cars, fine. I am building a homestead. I'm trying to collect some chickens and goats and a garden. You can just scroll back on the stream, Lauren. Yeah, we've homeschooled all our kids. It's good. It's good. Bless my wife's heart. Yeah, yeah. Two-car garage is good enough for me. Well, I guess technically we have a bigger, because behind it we have a pole barn. So I guess in a weird way, we do have quite a bit of space for where my tractor will live, which is still back in Michigan. Okay, so this, like, so that's, like, I guess technically the other garage is our pole barn. Kids are in there, plenty of room to play, roller around, play some hockey. But again, that is, so there we go. So there's the younger ones out there. This was before we started on the house. Again, don't move to Iowa. There's nothing pretty in Iowa. There's nothing pretty in Iowa. Don't move here. It's just all corn. That's all it is corn. Don't move to Iowa. It's terrible here. Did you buy at the green line and not get filled? No, I canceled that order out because of this candle right here, which I was explaining. Again, we did not build a pole barn because I'm going to go try to fill it with Lamborghinis. Again, if you love Lamborghinis, cool. More power to you. I'm just not a car guy. I do have a tractor, though. I like like I said, I'm trying to build a homestead, right? Some people are talking about, I want Rolex watches. Again, totally cool. I'm like, let's talk chickens. I don't know anything about chickens. I'm trying to collect some chickens. Good job, Mark. Slow and steady, brother. I don't know. Like, how many racehorses do you want to get, Mark? 4 is a good number. Kubotas all day long. Yeah, you'd like my father-in-law. But I got a John Deere. Dedication to the group here, man. Well, thank you for the kind words there, Longfellow. I always forget about that. I remember I posted a picture once of the tractor, and they're like, should have been a Lamborghini. And I like laughed about it. I'm like, no, I'm not really a car guy. They're like, no, Lamborghini makes tractors. I'm like, what are you smoking? But yeah, I was wrong. Lamborghini does make tractors. Have I ever wanted a horse stable? No, I don't like horses. I've ridden horses twice, and it was not good. They don't like me. I don't like them. It's mutual. The goal is not to go to town. Yeah, I like the challenge of seeing if we can, like, not, okay. Minimally go to the grocery store. Do I want to get a cow for our own milk? I don't know. Because I know that takes quite a bit. And it's like, again, at the end of the day, it's trade-offs, right? To put in all that time, because we do buy raw milk right now. It is more expensive. So you could say, well, Clay, if you had your own cow, you could save yourself on it. That's true, but now you have all the time and feed. So do I want to go that far into it? I don't know about that. But some chickens, a garden. We own acreage. There may or may not be deer in Iowa. I like deer. Venison is great. Our farmer that rents a portion of the land, he also does cattle. So, like, getting some nice organic... it's just... I don't know. Yeah, my wife... Oh, yeah. My wife is very, very interested in doing honey. Yes. So, if any of you are, like, experts in honey, when the time comes, I may be reaching out for some wisdom. But, yeah, that is... I'm minorly allergic to bees, so I'm like, yeah, I'll pass on that one. But, yeah, we definitely want to do honey. Gonna have a big chicken coop? Yup, that's the goal. Well, right now we're just kind of bleeding downwards. I have not seen anything that makes me really want to buy, so we're just kind of shooting the breeze. But this is kind of what a lot of trading is. Sometimes you just got to wait. I was going for 5 pass evals in the racehorse. No, Mark, I just activate one account at a time. So I'm not copy trading or anything like that. A milk cow is like cutting firewood. It's nice for a bit, but... Yeah, I love to split firewood, though. We're going to have a wood-burning fireplace. Not because it's efficient. It's actually not efficient, but I love to split firewood. Get out the... I mean, who doesn't like to play with the chainsaw? So I like to play with the chainsaw, split some wood. Dude, you want to get some testosterone in your loins? Get out a chainsaw and split some of that wood. Yeah, the nice thing about the honey is we have quite a bit of CRP. So thanks to all of you American taxpayers. You're helping us save butterflies by paying me some money. So I don't rent out all my land to farmers. So we have... kind of like a natural area where the bees would go anyways. Like multiple acres. Unfortunately, one of the neighbors moved away and they had honeybees. And they're like, oh yeah, the CRP is great. And it is good tasting honey too. Clay, look, we've already bought, wait, Vermont. No, we already got our fireplace purchased. So... Thank you, but yeah, that ship has already sailed. I don't know, Pam. It might have been a blessing. This morning was pretty tricky. Clay, it was so obvious to go long. I mean, I agree in hindsight. Okay, we had the hammer candle there, but there's been just so many fake out candles that even in hindsight, I don't think I would have gone long there anyways. Now, if we get down towards here, my interest level starts to get a little bit more picked up. But right now, it's kind of like, eh. Yeah, I had a barbecue this morning. Could just be a retest and go back down. Yeah, it could be. Get a log splitter. Heck no. That's cheating. I mean, talk about a good natural workout. Yeah, I mean, we have Starlink out there. So, Starlink with a combination of, I want to bond a couple services together, but I've already talked about that. When that time comes, I'm going to need to talk to some of you IT geeks. I think that's the right term, internet bonding. I'm wondering if I want to short up here. I'm going to try it. Short right there at the red line. So looking to get short at the red line. I am, if that red line turns blue, I'm in. I'm in. I am in. Gonna add some more at that line right there if it wants to come up. If this thing does V-shape, it is not going to be pleasant. Okay, this candle is about to be done. Whoop, there we go. Oh, good. Okay, come on now. Come on, 21 EMA, do your thing. Come on, smack it down. We're also at the 21 EMA in the 5 minute. I mean, I really couldn't ask for anything better. Doesn't mean this will work out, but I like it. Come on, 21 EMA. I'm also reaching the point now where do I add if it comes down here? That's how much I like it. Do I add in some more? I'll leave it as it is for now. Come on. Kim, come on down. I am adding in another 5 if it comes back down there. That would be looking just that much spicier. I'm looking to add to the position at that red line if it can get down to the red line. But, like I said, if it just wants to just go straight up, I'm trying to believe in this one. I like it. But just because you believe in something, just because you like something, the market ultimately does not care. It's going to do its own thing. But okay, I'm gonna get very spicy here, but we have a pivot point over there, so I'm gonna look to add right there. So I'm ultimately looking to play a double top pivot point rejection over on the 5 minute. We also have the 50 SMA here that might reject it back down, but this is me getting very aggressive here. Come on. Or this thing is just going to grind slowly back upwards now and just V-shape. And like I said from the get-go, if that was going to be the case, it was going to not be pleasant. Looking beautiful now. There we go. Come on now. Let's go. Let's go, brother. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, I'll let these last ones work for me. Okay, so this will be a green trade. Now I'm just going to follow it down. Yeah, let's just let these 5 work for me. Usually I'd scatter out some more, but if it gets down near that pink line, I'll start to move my stop down some more. I'd like to give it enough wiggle room to give it a chance. Okay, I lied. I will go for at least a target right there. And another target there. So there we go. So again, I'm in the sweet spot of trading. This will be a green trade. It's just right now a question of how big of a green trade, because I don't know how far down this thing might want to go. Come on. Hit that next target. That'd be beautiful. Hit that next target. It could very realistically bounce off this point, which is why I want to try to get a target there. You little tease. Come on. Come on. I mean, 5 minute, I couldn't really ask for anything better than the 5 minute the way it looks right now. It just, will the 5 minute deliver some more for me? We shall see. Why are you sweating? If you are sweating while you trade, something is wrong. My guess would be the position size is too big. And I am stopped out. All right, well, there we go. Fun sweating? I've never heard of fun sweating. I got crushed today. Sorry to hear that. It's been tricky out there. If you ain't sweating, you ain't yeah. I don't know. Do you think QQQ will go over 715 today? I don't know, bro. Hopeful, because first off, I don't trade QQQ, and second, I'm just a day trader who's trying to figure out where I think the price will be in the next 5-10 minutes. So I put zero brain power into will I think QQQ will go, just because it's irrelevant to me in my strategy. Like, where's even QQQ at right now? He's asking about what? 715, huh? Yeah, you're thinking, I mean, that's way up here, brother. Yeah, zero brain power into thinking if this thing's going to make a multiple. Yeah, I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy. We have two different, very, very different strategies. And I hope you're not trading QQQ options, by the way. How much did you make from that? I don't know. You'll have to look and see what that number was at beforehand. See, here we got Dork again. Now I got to say, well, thanks, Dork. And now everybody listening is like, man, that guy's a jerk. Why is he the guy pays him a compliment and he calls him a dork? That's his name. Can you tell me something about your strategy? Yeah, it's the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I have no fancy terms. I have no cool sounding anything. I use candlesticks, some moving averages, some trend lines, the VWAP. So, by the way, though, I know you couldn't see it. So what I ultimately was doing on that one was right here. I talked about the double top. So as it came up, there was this pivot point, which the price had previously rejected. So yeah, it came up and poked its head above it, but just a little fake breakout. So essentially, was it a clean double top? No, but fake breakout double top is what I would call it, right? Because it did break out, but it was fake. Hence the fake breakout double top, and then it came back down. So this purple at the bottom, or pink, what is it? That is pink, and it's a 200 SMA. Love the KISS method. That's right. KISS method is for baboons like me. And best of all, he's got crazy language. Don't act like you don't also start speaking other languages. Nobody believes you if you're like, a price can spike and you don't start speaking in other languages. And nobody believes you. We all know you do. Points mean the dollar value. So on an NQ contract, 1 point equals $20 per contract. So if something moves 10 points, then that's $200. Because again, 1 point equals $20 per contract. So if you have one contract and it moves 10 points, you therefore made $200. If you have 5 contracts, well, then you'd have to multiply that $200 by 5. Because that $200 was just per contract. So if you have 5, now all of a sudden that is $1,000. And 10 points is not a very big move. Like right here, from this distance, so if the price said, I don't know, like right here. So here up to here is 10 points. But dude, you barely moved your cursor. I know that's what I'm saying. Futures are cool. Yes, you have to be careful, of course. Hey, Catmane. I got the 200 EMA, right. Because you're using the EMA. I'm using the SMA. That's correct. It does. That does cut both ways. Why my strategy, what I offer as I think is a very good strategy is to day trade futures through a prop firm. Because yes, it does cut both ways. I don't know. I'm not sure. At some point, you just have to understand. This is why psychology is so important. It's very easy to go back and in hindsight find what you did wrong. But when the fact of the matter is, it just didn't work out. Well, why do you use the EMA over the SMA, Evan? I promise I'm answering your question by asking you this question. I would assume you would say, well, because, Clay, the EMA helps me best implement my strategy. So if that is your answer, that is my answer back to you. Because the SMA best helps me implement my strategy. Yes, insane leverage, rookie. Insane. That is why the ROIs can be so explosive. And this is why if there's a beginner and they're like, okay, Clay, you've convinced me. I'm going to go trade futures. And I'm going to say, you mean you're going to trade futures through a prop firm? And if they're like, no, I'm just going to go trade futures. That's where no, that's not what I'm saying. If you trade futures as a beginner without a prop firm, you're just begging to get destroyed. How many chances? Unlimited, Eli. They don't mind degenerate gamblers because they are making money off of you. I thought EMAs interpret the averages closer to the 5-minute candle. I mean, maybe they do, and maybe that's important for your strategy, but not for me. This is the 50 SMA. That is a 200 SMA. Green line is the 21 EMA. So I do use one EMA. Demo trade first, kinda. Demo trading is close to worthless, not quite worthless, because there's no voices in demo trading. Right, that's what I mean, rookie. Like that is why you can create crazy ROIs. Oh, you watch my future series? Cool. Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, that's more of an FYI. Like, okay, here's what the futures market is. But like from a practical making money standpoint, if you understand charts, well, then you can trade futures because futures are just charts. But thank you for watching that series. Hopefully it helped out a little bit. All right, let's see here. So this is an interesting level from a potential short standpoint. I mean, does it really matter, Cat Main? Just trade props. Give me a second. Everything is okay. You know, never a dull moment with 6 kids. Never a dull moment. But it sounded like World War III had broken out. But everything is under control. Made 1.1K yesterday, now down 500. Okay, well, you're still up net overall. For me, it does matter. I don't trade well on props. Oh my goodness, you're crazy, Cat Main. You are crazy. I did not know that about you the whole time. You got some serious coping going on there. Sounds to me like you just want to say, listen, I just want to be able to degen. I want to be able to swing for big home runs. No, there is no maybe. Like, that's completely what you're doing. All right, what we're seeing, the yellow line here is a bit tricky. And I mean, it makes sense why it's bouncy because right here we have the purple line on the 5 minute, the 50. So that's kind of where they're both aligning. So, I mean, I guess if you're thinking of going long there, I'm not going to call that crazy. Hey, force fed. Long the bottom again. Which bottom are you talking about? This bottom right here or the one down here? That's true. When the kids were being quiet, then you're like, wait a second. Wait a second. Hey, elevated life. I think if anything, I'll look to play a fake breakdown of this area, maybe like a double bottom down around there. Try to get long. We'll see. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself because obviously step number one is it's got to get down below that yellow line. I scalped it already. Well, whoop-de-doo. You want a cookie, Neil? What, you want chocolate chip or M&M cookie? Let me know. Good job. Good trade, though. Should be to you soon. Oh, yeah. Oh, it'll be stale, all right. All right. Hmm. Well, small cap people, yeah, they. Some of them I totally understand why, because they built their entire business around it, and they have enough. They have enough people where they can just run pump and dumps. Um, but yeah, if this is like yeah, I don't know. Do you ever watch other traders? No, no. Like I get it. I remember first getting into it, like everything was trading. It just enthralled me. But like when I'm done with this stream, my real life kicks in. Like as soon as this stream ends, I'm going to the ballpark with my kids, and we're gonna do some batting practice and stuff like that. And then tonight is moving. Like no, I don't watch any. Like I don't care. That's why I always say like just leave people's names out of here because not that I think everybody else is a scumbag. I just don't follow people, so I don't know who people are, and I don't want to risk this chat funneling somebody towards somebody that might be like a clown or something like that. Again, I'm not saying that all other people are clowns. I'm just saying I don't know who the most people are. And I've been on Twitter before, and all I will say is good grief. I mean, and I understand the business model. I understand what's going on. They all understand what's going on. But to me, it's just like, yeah, I'm old and grumpy. I got other stuff to do. All right, have a good one, rookie. Coming back up here. Let's see if we can maybe cook something up. Do go short? Yep. Dude, that is wild. A short here with a stop up a VWAP is like 14 points. So that's what I'm thinking. It's gotten smacked back down there. It's gotten smacked back. So I guess in theory, like a triple top. And then I can try to hide behind VWAP with a stop. If we break out of this zone, we've been chopped in the last 15 minutes, I think we'll come up. I can see that, Mendoza. I can see that. And I appreciate you using the word think, not like we will, like you think like we don't know there's not guarantees. So yeah, I can see that being a rational thought. I need to do this real quick or else they're going to be like, well, I didn't know, Clay. So just real quick. This is going to take like 5 seconds. Okay, just as a reminder, take Profit Trader right now. It is actually legitimately not, like good deal in the sense that they don't normally do it. But yeah, take Profit Trader right now. Code Clay is 50% off. It's ending, I think, Sunday. So that's who I use. That's who I recommend. That's who I love. You can support the stream with any of these people too. But right now, Take Profit Trader is actually running a deal that is out of the ordinary. So just keep that in mind. 50% off right now at Take Profit Trader. Code Clay if you want to, like I said, get that deal. 50% off, zero activation fee. And then just help support the stream, feed some hungry kids. All right, we are approaching up around here. Good job, Brad. Now, by revived, you didn't mean you pay to reset it, right? I need more kids. Yeah, who knows? I'll tell you what, if my first kid turned out like you, I'd be at one kid still. Oh, got him, coach. Got him. Got him, coach. I think that's what the young kids call a mic drop. Here's my mic right here. Dude, everybody roll down your window. What you smell is the fragrance of AMS who just got cooked. Goodness, I'm a barbarian. All right, good, Brad C. Good job. All right, we're at VWAP. Let's see if we can get the rejection. I'm in. Short. See if it wants to get smacked back down here a little bit. I don't know if I made any money on that. I was just looking for basically a break even or a small red. So I don't know. I do not remember what this number was before that trade. So yeah, maybe it turns out okay, but that was one where I didn't want to panic out, but I did also have to be like, okay, Clay, this is looking like it'll probably more than likely be either a break even or small red. Lost 13, perfect. Chris trades. You got a scalpy scalp on that one? 380 is very spicy short. What is that, the high up here? Yeah, pretty much, I guess, a triple top at that point. Good job, Chris. Let's see. What else can we cook up here? Clay, I messaged you in Discord. My high and low settings? You mean the overnight high and overnight low? Yeah, it's that one right here. That's what you'll have to run a search for. Iman. And then after that, these are my settings. I think I might get long here. I can see it maybe wanting to venture up to that 380 mark. Okay, I'm going to try a long at the green line. No. Don't leave me behind. I don't really like that candle. I'm going to come down there now instead. Weird, I have the same settings, but it's never the same. I do not know. Helen? What is that, Vietnamese? We do not... Well, I don't speak Vietnamese here. Maybe some other... Why? I say that like I know for sure that's Vietnamese. It looks like an Asian language. It looks like something I'd order for lunch. Okay, again, I'm looking to get long there. Nope, I don't like it anymore. I think I can get a little bit better of a pullback here. Seller's been jumping at key level, so I'm not going to go long here. Roger that. Let's see here. Actually, that would have been a good entry right now. So I was wrong to have bailed out, but that's me with hindsight in my favor too. Oh man, okay. So this area up here got even better for me. On the 5 minute, look at what now corresponds with it too. So let's just bring this line up here. So a lot of people are talking about, okay, well, I'm going to talk more so about 385. So 385 has rejection, and now look at that. That 200 SMA has made its way down, and it's also basically sitting right there. Does that mean it'll be a guaranteed win? Nope. Does that mean it's I'm going to take a swing at it if it gets up there? Yep. How to stop sweating during a trade. Go to 1MNQ and let's see how you feel. Go to 1MNQ. If you're still sweating at 1MNQ, then you have an ego problem. Because you're just too scared to be wrong. Because you just can't deal with being wrong. Because the amount that you would lose on 1MNQ is going to be very minimal. So if you're still like, then you're just like, you're terrified to be wrong. And that, you, like I said, your ego is too big to be a trader. If you are too terrified to be wrong with an idea, trading is definitely not for you. But that's how you figure that out. Go to 1MNQ. If you're still sweating, either don't trade at all because your ego's too big, or figure out how to reduce your ego. Well, shame on me. That would have been woulda, coulda, shoulda. Yeah. I mean, how fast does 1MNQ move on a day like today? I'm long since 8:40. I'm long since 8:40. Oh, you mean 8:40 the time? Okay, I'm going to try 1MNQ just to see how fast it would move. All right, so if I get filled, watch that number. Okay, there we go. Now, the cool thing about futures is if you look at those numbers and you're like, wait a second, Clay, I thought you said futures moved really good. Well, this is only 1MNQ. With some accounts, you could change that number as high as 30, or on another account 60, and on the other side, you could change that number right there to 150. So again, if you're sitting there like, this number's barely moving, I thought this guy said these things moved. Yes, we are at the bare minimum of 1. So that's why I like futures, because you have very solid control over just how much this moves around. And that's also why I say, like, if you look at this number and you're still sweating, then you have an ego problem. Your problem is not actually the numbers fluctuating. Your problem is, I'm just too scared to be wrong. Think Nvidia is going back up? I have no idea. I'm here day trading futures. I can't say I put a whole lot of brain power into Nvidia. Mendoza, you need to follow your strategy. Again, for those of you asking me what should I do, I am not going to presuppose that I know your own strategy better than you do. That would make me a very, very, very arrogant individual. So the best I can do is, well, I don't know, what do the rules of your strategy say you should do? And follow those. Because I don't know your strategy, and I certainly don't know it better than you do. So Mendoza, I don't know, man, what does your strategy say you should do? I definitely have an ego problem. Well, then, like I said, you have two choices, Scott. Either trading is not for you, or you got to figure out how to remove that ego. Okay, so there we go. I'll take that out there. I was doing that more so out of, let's just see how one moves around. I try to remind myself, scared money don't make money. Well, yeah. But again, there's one of two reasons why you're freaking out when you're in a trade. It's either because you're risking too much, or your ego's too big and you can't handle having to admit you were wrong. Because I'm sorry, if the thought of you losing $15 on a trade, with one MNQ, for example, is like too devastating to you financially, well, then you probably shouldn't be trading. But like, that tells me it's probably more of an ego thing. Like, oh, I was wrong. I can't, Sure, Zooks, with the account, send me a super chat for, what would that be? I'll need about... Yeah, send me a $100 super chat, Zooks. I'll buy an account, and then I'll do a test with one NQ, Zooks. I'd be happy to do that. And I'll even call it the Zooks account. What do you think about it being right below 200 SMA? It's not. It's above. This is the 200 SMA down here. It's above. I don't have a strategy. I just want to press buttons and have cash dispense, bro. Hey, man, I'll tell you as long as you use code CLAY, because I think you might be using code CLAY, all caps, quite a bit. My strategy is looking to get more cookies. Hey, man, you get those cookies. I've never used, and that doesn't surprise me one bit. Again, I'm still most interested in this short up here, if we can get up there. We got rejection. We got rejection. So possible rejection, but we also have the added bonus right there, that 200 SMA. It really needs to break 50 so I can leave. No, I don't want you to leave. So I hope it never breaks 50. No, you can pass. You can take as long as you want to pass. I always say aim to pass within 1 month, though, because you don't want to have to keep paying this fee over and over again. So again, you can take as long as you want, but aim to pass within 30 days so that you don't have to pay this again. Because after you pass and get your quote-unquote pro account, this fee here goes away. Well, he said he only wanted one kit. Is that really what I said? Or, okay, all kidding aside, AMS, is that truly what you think I said? Or are you just trolling around? Because I actually do like you, and if that's what you actually think I said, then I have some, like, from a friend, I have some feedback for you. Okay, you're trolling. Okay. If you demand to not take base hits, Evan, then yeah, intraday is not going to be for you. But if you're like, okay, I'll take base hits, even if it's just temporarily until I hit the buffer, then it doesn't really matter. But if you just absolutely refuse, no, I do not take base hits, I won't ever do that, then yeah, end of day will be your friend. But there is usually a higher price to pay for that. So there is a fee. Well, I mean, dude, why would there not be a? I'm not sure what you mean. Of course there's a fee. Like, you don't get one of these accounts for free, brother. I caught an overnight banger, one short, one mini last night. And Good job, Swain Ace. Dude, I'm telling you right now, you'll have an answer within 30 days. That's how quick futures move. In fact, I don't even think I know anybody that's ever had a test. Now, I'm sure they're out there. But I don't know, let me know in the chat if you agree or disagree with this statement. But I think I would say you're the exception and not the rule if you take more than 1 month to pass. I think most people get their answer within a month. Like, am I going to pass this thing or am I cooked? I think the vast majority of people, they get that answer within 1 month. In other words, 30 days is plenty of time. Because, again, futures move and they move quick. But I'm open. Maybe passing within 30 days, somebody would argue, is the exception and not the rule. In other words, you would say most people take more than 30 days to pass. I don't think that's true, though. I've only taken over 1 month on a 150K account. Yeah, I could see that being potentially like one, but even that is, I think, still pretty rare. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Monday afternoons, you're serious. All right, I think I might have to get long here again. I like how it's respecting, it's staying above the VWAP. We got a nice little hammer there. Usually around 20 days, a month, 150 a day. I think it's realistic to aim for. Yeah, all right, there you go, James. That's solid logic. So that's just what I'm saying is I wouldn't put too much worry on the 30 days just because I'm telling you, futures move and they move very, very quickly. Five-minute double top. I would call it a triple top on the 5 minute. And again, we still have that. Okay, now we're like primed. If we can get the move now, this would be amazing. Because look, the 200 period SMA is basically right now in line with my yellow line right there, which is pointing out those highs. So potential triple top with cover fire from the 200 SMA. Again, does that mean it'll work out as a short? No. But is that one of those things where there seems to be an edge there for the bears? Yes. It took me 1 week for 150K. Yeah. I like to do base hits, MNQ6. Oh yeah, Evan, then yeah, you're gonna have no problem. If you're willing to just take base hits, get in, out, then yeah. And not to mention with Take Profit Trader anyways, the trailing drawdown stops once you hit the buffer. So I think it's an interesting thing because I think it helps people realize the power of base hits. Like I think, and I understand why. It makes sense. I just think a lot of people underestimate just taking base hits, especially now in this day of social media, where like everybody is trying. Okay, everybody's a strong word. Where it seems like a lot of people, they just want to be able to post something on Twitter about how they just banged out a 180-point trade. But like posting like, hey man, I just made $120 on this scalp, on this base hit. I mean, nobody wants to see that, right? But you get a bunch of those $120 base hits, or however your strategy defines a base hit. Well, now you're cooking with baby oil, All right, I think I'm going to take a swing at this from the long side. Again, I am still very interested in a short up round here, but getting long here and having it go all the way up there, I mean, that would be like a 50-point move. Not that I'm thinking I'm going to get 50 points, but do I cook with baby oil? No, I sunbathe in it. Is that not what you're supposed to do with it? I am not a chef, so I probably use the wrong type of oils. Usually I use like avocado oil or something like that, but I'm guessing because I'm not a chef, it's probably supposed to be baby oil. But I do use both avocado oil as I'm in the sun too. I do not know that. The Palomino shouldn't be too long. I'm definitely a base hit trader during. Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, wait a second. You are not a base hit. You just told me about how you swung trade something overnight, but I see you made a distinction. I use coolant. That's a good idea. You put avocado oil on your skin. Yes, of course. Who doesn't? I mean, I know you use soy milk, Jimbo. Jimbo the soy boy's in the room. Unbelievable. Okay, so do you want to know how unbearable I am in real life? Here's a true story of how unbearable I am in real life. Somebody asked Jimbo 25 right now, is he moving closer or further away from me? Like literally moving. Is he moving closer or further away from me? That is how unbearable I apparently am in real life. I'll answer that question for him. Dude is literally moving away from me. Like that's how unbearable I am in real life. He is packing up his family and is like, I'm getting a bare minimum over an hour away from you. It's crazy. Thanks, Dan. I agree with base hits. That's how I've been passing evals and now made it to Pro Plus. Yeah, right there. And that's what I mean is the intraday drawdown sometimes gets a bad rap, but I'm like, I understand if you refuse to do base hits, it's kind of painful. But like here we have Palomino, like, hey, thanks, Clay. Thanks for pointing out the base hits. He's past the counts and now I'm working towards Pro Plus. I know it is insane. Like I thought I was a reasonable guy, but Jimbo just does not like me. Him and his family. So he's moving away. And I'm not kidding, by the way. He's literally moving further away from me. I know I troll with him a lot, but this part is actually true. It's crazy. All right, if this comes back down, I have to. I'm going long right there. Like, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I'm going for number 9. It's happened 8 times before. Let's get number 9. Give me a bounce here. Number 9. Let's go. Okay, now he's lying. Now he's about to get a vacation to the VIP room. Okay, here we go, maybe. Come on, number 9. Let's go, number 9. Don't do a number 2 on me. Thank you, Brad. At least somebody caught my fantastic humor. No, June. There's no really rhyme or reason. There have been some very good runs. The one that always sticks out to me is Brian. Brian was like up over $20,000 in total on a single Pro Plus account, or I'm sorry, on a single Pro account, and he never got moved. All right, looking like this time when I try it, it decides not to drop down to that area before going back up. So, fine. No, definitely no need to apologize. I've seen that number too, but it doesn't seem that seems more like speculation than anything else. But yeah, definitely no need to apologize because I've seen that too. Okay, maybe we can try again. Okay, come on, number 9. What are you talking about? Look, this thing has bounced 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can we get number 9? Hey, thank you, Papa Mark. I appreciate that. How long do you trade for usually in a day? Well, I mean, I trade the morning session and then I do the live stream. But then after that, I'm done. But yeah, trading should not really be a function of time. It should be a function of setups, right? It should not be a function of number of trades. It should not be a function of a profit target. I would argue trading should be a function of good setups. So, for example, if on one day there are 8,000 good setups, hopefully, as a disciplined trader, you have made 8,000 trades. If on the very next day there are 8 trades, hopefully, as a disciplined trader, you've made 8 trades. I think that should ultimately be what dictates trading. Especially the profit targets, man, those things are mind games. Come on, number 9. Okay, we're going to start bouncing up here now. What strategy is this, sir? The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. I'm a dented baboon, so I need to just keep it pretty straightforward. Give me some candlesticks, give me the VWAP, give me some moving averages. I like the volume profile and some trend lines. That's it. I have 0 cool sounding terms. I cannot make all these cool looking annotated charts. I'm just too stupid for that. So I need to keep it simple. What's a good setup? Well, that is will be dependent on you. Right. So I like to explain it this way. Let's just reply or replace good setup with fun. If somebody says, how do I have fun? One person could say, go skydiving. Somebody else could say, read a book. Are either of those people wrong? No. Well, what is making up the difference? Well, both those people have different risk tolerances. So a good setup is completely dependent on you and your own personal risk tolerance, which only you know. So that is why one-size-fits-all strategies are just not how this works. Again, somebody out there bragging about and talking about their strategy, I'm not saying it doesn't work for them. Keyword for them. Will it work for you? Probably not, because you are not them. But I do understand if you're trying to sell people something, then you make it sound like, hey, I have a one-size-fits-all strategy. That's very disingenuous. That's the same as saying, I have a one-size-fits-all strategy for how to have fun. No, that's not how fun works. And it's always funny when I talk about strategies. You can always the viewers always drop off a little bit because you can always tell there's always at least a few people here that as soon as they hear something, they're like, "Well, that sounds like no. I want to be told what I want to hear, and what I want to hear is just some sort of cookie cutter, one size fits all strategy where I ultimately don't have to think. I just map things. It's always funny how that works. It's crazy. Do you think momentum trading scalping really is for beginners? As opposed to what? I don't know. How are you defining momentum trading? Do I think a beginner should start off on the 15-second time frame chart? I do not. But that is also pretty naturally flowing, right? If a beginner that's never done it before pulls up a 15-second chart, they're gonna know very quickly, yeah, this is not for me. I need to slow things down. But a beginner on the 5-minute chart, 5 minutes is plenty of time. You got 5 minutes for each one of those candles to form. Are we looking at a triple top on the 2-minute? Oh, I don't know. Are we, Evan? What does your strategy say, brother? See, and then others keeping the West wild would be like, no. Could you share an example of a setup? Well, stick around. I mean, I'm making trades. 1 minute. 5 is okay. Like I said, I understand this is not like, why is this guy being wishy-washy? Because I'm not gonna get cornered into me just saying, oh no, you have to use this or no, you've got to figure out what works for you. So yeah, point being is if you like the 1 minute, that's fine. I like the 2 minute. I'm not going to sit here and say that the 2 minute has to be used or the 2 minute is for everybody. No, I like the 2 minute time frame. Oil is moving incredibly slow. You know what just happened? And I got distracted. So shout out to you in the chat. I was wanting to buy right there for number 9. Number 9, no, did not work at all. But yeah, shout out to the chat. Good questions. Nice conversations. I trade the 15 minute. There you go. To me, I do not consult the 15 minute. But does that mean that June is wrong? Nope. It just means June is found that the 15 minute helps them out. You bought, bummer. Hopefully you got stopped out. Yeah, there you go, AMS. That's what it's all about. You just got to figure it. Okay. I'm going to try a long right there. I'm going to try a long right there. And looking like never mind on that as it starts to bounce back up. I will try a long down here, but it's got to drop down immediately. I do not want to see it bounce up and then come down. So right now looking good. It's got to come down. No. I mean, it can go up a little bit, but not. No, stop. Good job, Brian. What a day. Buy at 282 for a bounce. Okay, and where's your stop loss at, brother? Okay, David says 282. Fair enough. Where's your stop at? Yeah, I hear you, Kai Noah. All right. Where'd David go? David, hello? Okay, David's gone. He's like, wait, I got to give a stop. I'm out. See ya. I think he's curled up under his desk right now in the fetal position. David, come back. It's okay, man. We're just asking for a stop loss, brother. He's Googling what a stop loss is. Maybe. Why did I stop out? It was only, yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only 40 points against you. I mean, what, you can't withstand a 40-point move against you? That's sad, Neil. I was actually just joking about David. Like, he does actually seem to be gone now. That's wild. That's wild. David, don't be scared to give a stop loss. Even if you get stopped out. There he is. Too late. I'm about 20 seconds before you. Well, no, it's not too late. You said your bounce point was down here. And then I asked, okay, fine, fair enough. Where's your stop at? And that's what we're all waiting for. And there's no way there's a 20-second delay. Well, I guess maybe there is. If you have a 20-second delay, David, then you got to go feed your hamsters on your internet thing. Feed them a little more food. Tell them to run faster. Because you got some sketchy internet speeds. Either feed your one hamster more, or maybe get like a few more of them. Then it's like a dog sled. Well, I know what he means by from the future, right? Because if there's a delay, you already know what's going to happen. Like what I'm looking at right now, you actually already know what's going to happen next, because what you're hearing right now in my quote-unquote life, I said 3 to 5 seconds ago. But David is talking about like 20 seconds. It's crazy. I don't know. He needs some hamsters. Or better hamsters, I should say. I know I should. I don't know why I've never thought about that. I should just ask you guys to tell me what happens. It's crazy. Crazy, I've never thought about that. Okay, it is 1 o'clock. I don't know if there was anything at 1 o'clock, but the price for a quick moment got a little dancy. All right, this might be really stupid on my part, but I don't know. This thing seems like it wants to revisit those highs. Okay, I'm in long. And I am long. Push, brother. Go green, go green, go green. And then get up through the high right here about, we'll call it 331. Seems to be kind of the golden goose area. 331 golden goose area. Come on, get up through that golden goose. Okay. Little risk management there via position size. Still could be a losing trade. It'll just be a little less since I've reduced position size, but what are the things in Willy Wonka called? Are those golden gooses? For Veruca Saw? So right now I'm feeling very good that I at least took that one out. Now if this explodes, I'll be all upset. Why did I take that one out? Come on, 331, get out the way. Get out the way, 331. Okay, had to take another one out. Every time it continues to fail, I'm just going to do a little risk management via position size reduction. It still could go, and if it does, I'll still have 3 contracts. But the longer it hesitates, the more I'm wondering, is this thing about to roll over? Which hence, reducing position size in case that happens. Come on, brother. $331 is just like haunting my dreams. Come on, 331, out of the way. There we go, we pushed through. Nope, and that was a garbage break, so I'm taking one more out. Now I got 2. So hindsight, if this thing dumps, I'm going to be so proud of myself for managing this how I did. If this thing goes ba-boom, I'm going to be like, doggone it, why didn't I give it more time, right? That's just how hindsight works. But I am managing this as it needs to be managed. There we go. So yeah, now I'm thinking, why did I take out? Well, because I didn't have this data set. I didn't have hindsight in my favor. All right, so let's just do this. I'm going to just let these final 2 work for me. Let's make sure this is indeed a winning trade. So stop is in green territory. And are you seriously going to come all the way back down? And I'm stuck. What a crock of garbage that was. Hey, I'll take it with how I managed that thing. Alrighty then. Thanks for asking. I'm assuming Funky is talking to somebody else. I don't remember asking you anything. I'm sorry if I did. Well, I mean, it's not, to be fair, it's not like I dumped. So could I still be holding right now and still have a chance? Sure. But yeah, those things like that, that's pretty tricky. That bar is going to stop at 318. Well, no, it didn't stop. What do you mean stop at 318? It's up above it now. Hey, M. Will. David, you are not, my friend, you are not ahead of me. There is a delay. You know what's going to happen because what I'm looking at right now is real time. But you just don't see what I'm seeing until 3 to 5 seconds later after I see it, right? That's the delay in the live stream. Like you're not actually in the future. Not even mathematics. Hey, Lance. Minimum delay is 6 seconds. I don't know if it's quite 6 seconds. Here, I'll do a test. Okay. As soon as you hear me say this number, I want you to hit the number. The number I want you to type. So everybody get your fingers over the number so we can keep this as scientific as possible. Okay, look how we're about to get scientific. Okay, as soon as you hear me say this next number, I want you to hit it. So get ready so you are prepared. Hit the number 5. Okay, I saw Matthew. He was the first one. 4.9 seconds. So there we go. Right around about 5 seconds. Probably a little less because obviously there is a little slight. So we'll call it 5 seconds. So about a 5-second delay. But no, David, you seem to think that you're somehow in the future relative to me. Dude, imagine if that was true. We'd be so rich because you could be telling me what's going to happen and I would make the trade and then we would split the profits. You were faster than Matthew? Were you? No, you weren't. No. That's true. If you took like a second to find the number real quick. Yeah. So David is either trolling with us right now or he is truly on like one of the worst internets known to mankind. Or maybe he fell a little bit behind. Maybe he's not quite live. Maybe that's what it is. If it's not that, then yeah, he is just on 56K dial-up modem or something. So now, I mean, the 5 minute, it's not as good looking as what it was because this 200 SMA has now, because it's a moving average, has now moved down below this yellow line. So for those of you that were on the stream, I don't know, 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, remember when it was like right at that level? So yeah, I'll probably still do the yellow line and I'll just like try to play a fake breakout of the 200 SMA right there. 8th bar from that red candle. David, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Like you're trying to tell me something as though like you know it's going to happen. You're not in the future. Yeah, he's got to wait for AOL Disk 7 8.0. Tell your mother to wait. Tell her she can deal with the busy signal a little bit while longer. Oh, I don't know, Lance. That's an interesting question. Does the order of comments comment in different? I don't know. Netscape. Holy smokes, that's a blast. Who remembers Excite? Excite.com. Is that it? What happens if I go to excite.com? Is that still? Dude, excite.com still exists. Are you kidding me? That's crazy. Okay, honest question here. How does excite.com still exist? Like, how are they making money? Did another bigger company just buy them just to have them because they got them for pennies on the dollar? Dude, I have an AOL email address. And we are just kind of slowly meandering right now. You've got stale? You mean you've got mail, I think. Yeah, but like, do people actually use Excite? That's what I'm saying is like, I don't know. That is crazy. I figured it'd be like a MySpace. Where yeah, MySpace exists, but it's like a music thing now. I did not think Excite would still be a web browser. Ask Jeeves. I never, well, I did ask Jeeves once, how did these get so big? And it just replied back, because you're a man among men. So I don't know if Jeeves is right or not, but that was the only time I asked Jeeves anything. Yeah, I have a Yahoo email address. The slow and steady grind upwards right now. Jeeves lied. I know. He did lie to me. Because he did not tell me the truth, which is, well, you guys all know the truth. 360. Over what time frame? When did you get it? Yeah, AIM. Yeah, that's how me and my wife kept in touch. We swapped AIM names. Use net zero. Yeah, we just got a different type of septic tank, but all the worries about the water was just everything's all good. I'll put it that way. We are going to put in a little bit of a different draining system, but it's like a very minor thing compared to what I was thinking we might have been looking at. But yeah, disasters avoided. My wife still has Yahoo. Yeah, so does mine. Yeah, I have my wife's email right here. Yeah. So like in this, if I look right here, I have my wife's email open. And then I have like I have my AOL one open. Wait, did he say he's constantly monitoring his wife's email? I did say, well, I don't know about constantly monitoring, but yes, I do have my wife's email. Because she is in communication with many, many house people right now. And she's also a mom of 6 who homeschools. So I try to help her out when she has an email that she needs to check. So yes, I do. I believe it or not, my wife trusts me enough to let me have open access to her email. It's crazy. Like, man. All right. Oh, did not quite get up to that area. So I'm trying to be patient with that yellow line. Have you seen that BlackBerry movie? I have not. I once left my AOL connected, went way past 6 free. Oh man, like those are the good old days. Like the threats. Like now we have the threat of leaving an open order and our account gets cooked. But yeah, back then you could like forget to log off the internet. My wife and I, yeah, we met in high school. And then she was my sugar mama for a year, though, so that was great. That is what I tell all young fellas. Listen, boys, I lived the sugar mama lifestyle for 9 months. Get yourself a sugar mama. We had that one guy here, too. He's not around, but like, oh, yeah, I'm a full-time trader. I've been a full-time trader. This and this about being a full-time trader. Well, just keeping conversation casual, it came out that his wife is like a doctor or something. So, like, if you want to be a full-time day trader, dudes, like, do what that guy was doing. Marry a doctor, and then you can run around the internet telling everybody how good of a trader you are because I'm a full-time trader. This is what I do. Oh, how nice to have a doctor wife who subsidizes your degeneracy. What am I trading? Futures, more specifically, MNQ. Bro, give me 2 seconds to reply. But anyways, yeah, so my wife and I got married before my senior year of college. So she moved down to Columbus because she got a 2-year degree. So then she worked while I still went to school to finish out my 5th year. Dude, that was the life. Is it okay? Okay. I am doing futures trading. So I'm trading futures. That's the thing. Futures. The type of futures I'm trading is MNQ. Shotgun. What's a shotgun wedding? I've heard of the term. I don't know what it means though. Remind me what a shot. I have heard. I'm actually not being. No. I don't think it was a shotgun wedding, but I don't know the definition of a shotgun wedding. Yeah, don't even get me started on you, soy boy. Oh, no, then it was not a shotgun wedding, no. No, it was, this girl is good. I like this girl. I'm not messing around. If you find a good woman, take her off the market, boys. I've been out of the game now for 22 years. But from my understanding, it's a little rough out there. So that's what I'm saying. If you find a good one, what is it, Beyonce? Better put a ring on it. You were a play? No, I'm scared of girls. Like literally, I'm shy. I'm scared of girls. I mean, I'm a little better now, but like, no. Literally scared of girls. That's why when I tell people I went to an all-guys high school, they're like, oh man, that must have been miserable. I'm like, no, it was actually nice. It was actually nice to have to be able to go to school and not have to worry about girls. Do you also do... No, I don't do spot trading. I do futures. Back in the 70s, they actually sold a wedding shotgun. Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember. All I remember, somebody asked a couple days ago. LinkedIn IPO. I did very well and very poorly all on the same day. But if you were to pull up the chart for LNKD, which is not publicly traded anymore because Microsoft bought them. But if you look at LinkedIn IPO, you'll understand how I did very well, but also very poorly on the same day. So we are just putzing around right below that 200 SMA right now. So it's now one of those things where, like, if we break there, is that the leading indicator to know that this is no longer going to hold? I'm not sure. Clay got a fresh nuance. Dude, you do stuff with gators? I thought you only ate crayons. Are you a wild Florida man, JP? No. Like everything needs to come organically. I can't just do country roads. It's got to be organic. Did we talk about this? I'm sorry. I do my best, JP, to remember something about everybody. Unfortunately for you, you got stuck with you're the dude that eats crayons. Like, that's what I will always associate with JP 530. Okay, he made a funny joke once about crayons. But yeah, my memory, I cannot remember every detail of everybody's backstory and career, etc., etc. Other than Jimbo. Like, I know he's a soy boy. That's all I know about Jimbo. No, it was not. Was it really Play-Doh? I could have sworn it was crayons. I think it's crayons. All right, I'm going to maybe try a short here. Can new players survive in this game? If you're defining this game as day trading futures through a prop firm, then yeah, I'm not saying you will ultimately survive, but you can survive for quite a long time. Now, if you just go to futures without a prop firm, your journey could be over in a single trade. But yes, as a new trader, you will do dumb things. That is why I like prop firms, because they help reduce the impact of dumb things. So you can still learn the same lesson, but just at a way reduced consequence type of way. Yes, Take Profit Trader does $5 round trip. Yes, Tom. Yep. Do I think it breaks on the first try? I'm going to take a swing. Do we break the triple top on the first try? Now, whether we hold, I don't know, but I bet it. Okay. Okay, get up there, get up there, get up there. Get up there. Can we break? Get up there. This is that triple top high. My thesis was to at least push through it on the first try. Or maybe we don't even get up to it. It just seems like now that area is a magnet where the price will at least want to go up there. So I should be responsible and take a couple off up there just in case it's a smackdown. All right, I need to be responsible. Be responsible. So I'll take one off there. Just in case there's a quick spike. Okay. Okay. I was hoping it would at least get up there. If you're short right now, I'm not calling you crazy at all. I understand the logic. You're thinking we get rejected. Your stop is probably up around here. I'm not calling you crazy. I can see the logic. How are you not filling me? Are you kidding me? Thank you. All right. I was responsible. There we go. Push, 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 push. Get up there, you dirty. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Carry me home to the place I belong. This is West Virginia right here. That right there. Take me to West Virginia, country roads. Here we go. This is CRC trading, country road trading. There's our country road. Come on. Get on that country road. Country roads, take me home to the place. So this will be, so my risk right now is I'm making 7 points on these final 3 contracts. I like this situation where my risk is making 7 points. Come on, get up there, country road. Come on. I want to sing. It's just a simple request. Look at it right on that country road. Dude, I'm such a Pablo Picasso. I'm the Pablo Picasso of my generation. It's crazy. I should take a screenshot and just build a cult around this. I could screenshot this and put it on Twitter, and people would be like, wait, what? Country road? Wait, country road concepts? Wait, that's it? I could build a cult around this. Look, on this screenshot right here. Like, there are some people so gullible out there that they would literally start to draw roads on their charts. Thank you, brother. Wait. What is going on? Okay, yeah. Thank you. All right, I got 2 left. All right, let's make this stop up here now. So now my risk is I make 16 points. Come on, get up to West Virginia. Get it on that road. Country road, take me home to the place I belong. Come on, get to West Virginia. Then I can truly build a cult around this. Come on, stand that country. Oh crap. We hit an ice pack. There we go. That was ice. Hit me at West Virginia. Country road, take me home. See? This is how you do it, folks. That's the holy grail. You draw roads on your charts. We call it country road concepts. That's my model. My model is country road concepts, okay? That's all you do. Country road. Okay, we can get the road out of the way now because we hit West Virginia. Okay, now we're on vacation now. We'll just see wherever the roads want to take us. I hope somebody took a screenshot of that and posted on Twitter like, hey, country road concepts. That is what is so nuts. Like there would probably be at least 3 people in this world that would start to do that, and they'd be dead serious. Okay, stop loss is now there. So now, worst case, I'm making 70-some points. Uh-oh. Am I about to... Should I go for the... Wait, what would be 100 points? Oh, I got a ways before 100 points. But yeah, now my risk right now in this final contract is making... Yeah, like 70-some points. I like when my risk is I make 70 points. Reward unknown, because I don't know how high this will go. But I like these ones. Go drink some soy, Jimbo. Jimbo guys always got to ruin things. Come on, keep going, country roads. Let's go to Denver. All right, we'll see what happens, Mendoza. Uh-oh. No. Get away from my stop. I might have to. Yeah, Rocky Mountain. Let's get to those Rocky Mountain highs. Let's have some Rocky Mountain oysters while we wait. I hope 410's a support. That'd be great. Because I'm hiding right below that support then. Well, if anybody went short, hopefully they stopped out. I remember you said you were from Michigan. Yes, I used to live in Michigan. Not anymore. Okay. If this thing can push a new high, I'll move my stop up to wherever the low of this candle is. Try to lock in some more gains. But I want to just give this thing time to cook. No, we were on the west side of the state, so I'm not familiar with that area. Michigan is a relatively big spot. There we go. Let me move that up. So now my risk is I make... Oh, wait. Am I doing dented math? Did I say 70 points earlier? I think I just lied to everybody in a big way. I did lie to everybody. I'm sorry. I can't do math. So right now, my risk is making, what, like 50 points? I think I lied earlier. Yeah, we'll see, Black Sheep. Push up there, country road. I mean, this is a country road right here. This is what we're looking for, country roads. It's about to get to West Virginia for you, Marcelito. What's your West Virginia point? There we go. There is a delay, by the way. I got filled and disappeared, and then like a second and a half later, I heard stop filled. Yeah, hopefully there's no potholes along the way. Again, this does not guarantee anything, but I gave a hint as to why I took that trade. If you listen closely, earlier I made a comment about, hey, if the price can push through this 200 SMA, I think that could be the leading indicator that the price is going to push up through there. Now, did that mean it was guaranteed to happen? No. There are no guarantees. But did I believe as though that gave me an edge? I did. And did the edge work out? It did. Did I know that it would work out this well? I did not. Grand Rapids area. Grand Rapids. I was surrounded by Dutch people. If you're not very familiar with demographics and shifts and all that sort of stuff, West Michigan is very Dutch. Well, that's me. Well, you're Dutch. I'm not shocked by that. I'm not shocked by that. My wife is, I married a Dutch girl. She's a blonde. She's Dutch. A German. The German. Germany and the Netherlands united. Unite the clans. Just outside of GR. Like Walker area. Yeah, Grand Rapids. Yeah, Holland. Yeah, all what? Yeah. Well, Holland, Michigan is kind of like the windmills and all that sort of stuff, but yeah. Yeah, in fact, my wife was just there last week. So her family's still all there. My family's in Ohio, but Ohio. Michigan weather's, well, I don't know. It depends on what you mean by sucks. Yeah, so in Iowa, we're close to Pella. So Pella is like miniature Grand Rapids, miniature Holland. Because yeah, around the United, like I don't know what it is about like the Dutch, but they're kind of a close knit, like they have their bubbles. Okay, I'm gonna try a short here. I think we might be out of steam. I can put my stop right up here. So we'll see if this wants to take a little bit of a breath. This has been a big move. Now, yes, big moves can always get bigger. There's no doubt about that. Am I in? I'm in. Wow, that was a terrible... That was wild. It filled me and then immediately went up to basically stop me out, I assume. Like, I didn't even have a chance at it, even a scalpy scalp. That was a brutal fill. Holy smokes. There's no way I survive this, right? I'm getting stopped out. After a fill like that? No, stop. I'm not going to let you actually make me think this is going to be a winning trade. Yeah, no, I'm not falling for that, Marky. There's going to be so much slippage if I get stopped. Oh, I don't know about a lot, but there's definitely going to be some slippage, and I'm out. All right. Well. All right, see you later, TA. I used to drive from West Iowa to Lansing. Yeah, dude, Iowa's big. Like once you get like the most people call Ohio, Michigan part of the Midwest. I guess some people call it like the Great Lakes Stakes, but like the Midwest, once you hit, yeah, pretty much Iowa, and like, their states are huge. Well, to be fair, I think a function of that is the road system is not as good as like in Ohio, like from Toledo down to Columbus. Like you did not have to go like this. There are no right angles. They like had a perfect route, so almost a straight line. So there are just less direct routes, I guess. I think maybe that's what makes the Midwest a little bit bigger than it appears. But don't get me wrong, some states are huge. Like I've never done it, but I hear driving across Kansas feels like it takes forever. What's your favorite part about Dutch culture compared to... I don't know if I've ever asked about a question. I don't know. Dutch people are super nice. Granted, that's my data point based on my in-laws. Like I have the greatest in-laws ever. And like, yeah, I don't know. They seem to really value family a whole lot. All right, see you later, Sky Mountain. Try driving across one of the Canadian provinces. Takes forever. I can see that. Those things do look big, for sure. Well, I'm glad I stopped out there because we grinding now. We are grinding. So what I need to avoid, especially on a Friday, I can't let this thing annoy me and be like, okay, this is for sure the top. And then I take like 7 more paper cuts on the way up. And sure, they're all paper cuts, but base hits do add up on the green side of things. But like paper cuts can also start to add up. So you don't want to go into like paper cutting tilt, which oftentimes it doesn't feel like tilt because you are being disciplined. But if you're just taking one paper cut after another paper cut after, I mean, you're like, I don't know how to, you're like on a disciplined tilt. Because you're slowly bleeding everything away. You're doing it responsibly because at least you're using stop losses. But like maybe at some point just chill out and stop trying to nail the top or nail the bottom. They might have, yeah. The Dutch might have used candlesticks during the tulip bubble. How many evals? Just a couple. When I was building up my racehorse stable, aka when I was trying to pass a lot of accounts, I was definitely running more accounts than I do now. But yeah, I don't have a whole lot going. I am not one of these people, and I'm not saying this negatively against them. But yeah, I'm not sitting here like copy trading 60 accounts. Hey, Azaria. No paper cuts if you just buy instead of sell. That's true. That is true. Nope. No, I have not figured out that mystery. Although I'm trying to stay under the radar too in regards to all that. Now, there's nothing I can really do. Well, I mean, yes, I could do things, but like going long right now, even though it's pulled back a little bit, still seems like a total chase. I mean, we are so far up above. I mean, look at this move. We are so far above the 21 EMA. Going short here. Again, I don't want to go on paper cut tilt. Could I see getting short right there and a stop above there? Sure. Would that have worked out? I guess that would have worked out fine. But like I said, I don't want to go on paper cut tilt and keep trying to go against this trend. Stock is use the stochastics. Dang. Again, if they work for you, fine, fantastic, Nas. I have not come across the stochastic trader in a while, brother. I feel like Indiana Jones with you. I just discovered an artifact. Well, I just because I can't trade right this second doesn't mean another one might not come up. Crypto bros like these indicators. What indicators? There are exactly 3 indicators right now on my screen. So I'm curious, what of the 3 indicators do crypto bros like? Oh, the stochastic? Oh, yeah. Okay, I was not aware of that. So the stochastics are pretty prevalent in the world of crypto, huh? You do have I've never tried crypto. There's no reason to day trade crypto because futures just move better. They just move better than crypto. And then with the prop firms, I think Dingaling, he's probably working today. He's probably in a lifeguard chair, making sure, well, ensuring that nobody drowns. Oscillators in general, gotcha. Yeah. Yes, I know. I know you can trade crypto. My point is this. I'm an idiot, so this is how my brain works. I want smooth action. The markets that have the smoothest action have the most volume. Which markets have the most volume? Oh, look, ES, YM, NQ. So I'm just going to stick with the indices. That's it. I'm not going to... Like, I have 0 loyalties. My only loyalty is to good, solid volume because that gives smooth action. That's my only loyalty. If one day that happens to be orange juice contracts, then I'm going to be trading orange juice contracts. But some people, they're like part of the cult, and I'm not saying about any of you, but some people are part of the cults. Like, okay, I love gold, and okay, fine. I'll move into futures, but I'm only doing gold futures. It's like, yeah, but there's more liquid things than that. Doesn't matter. I have to stick with gold. All right, that's just cult-like behavior there. So let me put it this way. I am in the liquidity cult. I am in the volume cult. I want markets with the most amount of volume and liquidity because that's where smooth price action's at. All right, have a good one, Steve. By the way, stochastics, I'm not saying stochastics don't work. I'm just saying it's been a while since I've heard of anybody using them. All right, this is pretty spicy. I don't know if we'll get it, but check this out on the 5-minute. We have the 21 EMA, that green line, which is now caught up with the pink line. They are smooching. So we have a smooching pattern right there. So a long around, let's call it 360, could be interesting. So we'll track it, though, on the 2-minute. Where's 260 at? Wait, did I say? I think I meant 360. I'm sorry, I meant 360. Oh, Doxo. So now look at the extra bonuses we get. Now we get the bonus of this was a former area of resistance. And basic charting, when levels become support, they tend to act as support. And right here, it broke, back test right there. So does any of this mean for sure guaranteed it will bounce? No. Does it mean that I think I have validity to think that I might have an edge? It does. Yeah, I like the smooching patterns. I like when they're smooching. I like when the 2 moving averages are smooching and then they give birth to a bounce. You know, there's nothing better than that. 2 smooching moving averages giving birth to a bounce. What is stopping us from counter trending NQ on 2 separate prop firms to get through? I think the platforms monitor that sort of stuff. I don't know, because I'm not trying to do that stuff. But I'm not saying that you're saying this, Nolan. I think you're well aware that you're not making some like revolutionary idea. But like, it's not a revolutionary idea. They have thought of that and they're monitoring for that stuff. But I'm not sure. I don't know. Since the pros all use these patterns, do you ever use slightly above or below to enter? Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing is use these patterns. Well, who gets to define what the actual pattern is? Like, who gets to decide where the top of the pattern actually is? Because you could look at 10 different pros, and they might still all have a trend line illustrating the top of a pattern. But is it going to be the exact same trend line? No. So, like, I don't know. Like, slightly below or what? Like, there's actually no baseline. Right? So what do I mean by, like, some pros probably are like, okay, we have this downtrend line. So they're going to take this high and connect it to that one. Okay? Then we have other pros that are like, okay, wait a second. No, I'm going to use this line and I'm going to connect that one because I like that steeper. You know, and then another one, you know, so you know what I mean? Now they're both conveying the same thing. They're both showing that there's, as after this pullback, there's been, or after this big words move, there's a pullback, right? So both lines are conveying the same concept, but like, which is the right one? They're like, I don't know. I don't know who gets to determine which of those is actually the right trend line. Does that make sense, Douglas? Could be. We could factor that in, Deadeye Dave. Yeah, that Shan Newbie, yep, that makes sense. But I mean, I do agree, Nolan. Like, why don't we just open up different accounts and blah? But also, to be fair, the market is tricky, and sometimes you could be long one account, short so the same exact situation. One account you get long, other account you get short, and you could still technically get cooked on both, just because the market can be spastastic like that at times. Dude, I'm excited for tonight. Casey's Pizza. I don't know if I would assume it's universal, national, but at least here in the local Iowa area, Casey's Pizza running 40% off, which actually makes it a good deal. Casey's Pizza without any really quality deal is too expensive. But when it's at 40% off, okay, now it's reasonable. So probably going to get a breakfast pizza tonight. I see they have like a cheese. Has anybody had the cheeseburger or the hamburger? Cheeseburger pizza, I think it is. It's like a special one. Does anybody have it? If yes, is it good? It is. Well, yeah, the kids have kind of a movie night, yeah. The kids have like a softball, baseball. We found like some homeschooling thing for them that's not very serious. So they've been doing practice. So they got a game tonight. So half my kids were like freaking out. And they're like, oh, it's a game. It's like, that's fine. Games are good. It'll help build character. Yeah, this one right here. Has anybody had this one? No, wait, come back. There we go. This one. This one I think I want to try tonight. The bacon cheeseburger pizza. But yeah, 40% off for me. Okay, now we can talk. Would you still love me if I was a turtle? That depends. Are you a ninja or no? That's what it would depend on. Yeah, I like Casey's Pizza. Oh, then yeah, if you're a Ninja Turtle, then I'm all for you. I had a pizza shop for 20. Cool. I love it. A business owner, entrepreneur. The whole of Rome, Italy just stopped still. Oh. Because of the, I know. Cue the pizza snobs. I mean, if you really want to trigger people, you just say stuff like, oh, dude, Chicago pizza's the best. And then cue the New Haven people and the New York people and the Detroit people. All right. I will. I'll look for a long here. I lost 600. And when I am trying to make it up, well, hopefully you're in a prop account. Are you in a prop account? Schnee? Speaking of Casey's, their stock has been have they really? How can Casey's be profitable? I don't get it. Everything is so expensive. Their donuts aren't that good. I don't get it. They are everywhere though. So we just had a new one built in my city. We have 4, and I'm like in small town America. I don't understand Casey's business model. I don't get it. Like some of these, and I'm not kidding, along the main drag, there's 3 of them, and maybe a mile between each. Maybe. I don't understand the business model. Oh, bummer, Trader Alex. Yeah, call it good, brother. Come back. Maybe get one more to take advantage of the 50% deal. Don't trade it anymore. But just remember, Trader Alex, take Profit Trader deal ends Sunday with the 50% off. And I think that's what you've been using. So I never got a payout due to rules. Well, I mean, are you blaming the right thing? Is it actually the rules that are the issue? Or is it maybe you? You're kind of making the argument, which I understand, but it's not a good argument. Props don't work because props make it too hard. And it's like, no. Trading is hard, not because of props. Trading is hard because trading is hard. In fact, you could argue going and trading with your own live account where there are no rules is how you end up getting absolutely demolished in one trade. So I always try to tell people, are you sure it's the rules that are the problem? Now, to be fair, if you're with some Timbuktu prop firm that got 8,000 rules, it could be the rules. But some of these prop firms, again, take Profit Trader, very clean set of rules. So I would have to push back. Are you sure it's the rules or is it you? Like, are you sure it's not you holding and hoping and then you get, your drawdown gets hit and then maybe it bounces back up? So to be fair, if you're in your live account, maybe you can hold and hope a little bit longer and then it recovers and you would be able to say, see, because I was in a live account, I could hold and hope a little bit longer. Whereas if I was on a prop account, it would have been game over. But in my live account, it bounced back up and look, I made money. Yeah, that's true. But here's the question that, I know all you veteran traders, you know what I'm going to say next. What about the time where when you hold and hope, it doesn't come back up? That is where, see you later, live account. Some people get that confused. What they're actually saying is, yeah, Clay, but I looked at a scenario, and if I was in a live account, this certain trade would have worked. But because I was in a prop, it didn't work. The translation of that is, I could have held and hoped. I could have broken some rules in my live account that I could not have gotten away with in a prop account, and it would have worked. Okay, well, I'll concede that. That's true. That is possible. But in totality, I assure you, holding and hoping will eventually bite you. So it's better to learn than just to not hold and hope, which a prop firm will help with, because a prop firm will smack you with a rule violation if you hold and hope. But I'm telling you right now that I argue rules are a good thing in prop firms because rules are going to help and force you to focus on risk management. I mean, I always overtrade and take low quality setups just to get a payout. But on my personal account, I'd be more patient. Here's the problem. I agree. All that makes sense. I also agree that you will be more patient on a live account. The problem is you're a human being. And as a human being, for some reason, you're going to have a bad day. You're going to break a rule. What rule will you break? For some reason, you just won't be patient. And you're going to start to do stupid stuff. And it's just the question of how bad does it get that one time when you're not patient. Because if you're going to sit here and tell me that you will always be flawlessly patient just because you're in a live account, you're lying to yourself. Because nobody's a flawless trader. So the question becomes, how bad does it get when you have a bad day relative to patience? And, I'm not trying to be overly dramatic, but this is how bad it could get. Here is somebody that was part of our private community that was pretty much using the logic, no, I want to stay trading my own funds. And to their credit, they had the courage to step up and say, all right, well, I'm getting into futures now because that's their money. Wrong place, wrong time, a rule break, and that's how fast it can go. Once more, am I saying that this is going to happen every single time? Of course not. All I'm saying is it just takes one. It just takes one. Whereas if this was a prop account, sure, he would have lost the account, but it would have been nothing even close to that amount of losses. Again, I understand all of that. I'm just saying, it's not quite, it's not quite that smooth. Because here's the thing, you could do that exact same thing in prop firms too. There are softwares out there where you can lock your accounts and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, exactly. The law, exactly. Yep. Oh, cool, man. Will, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully, did you use code Clay? And Will, did you feed some hungry kids? Well, I was trying to be disciplined. I was trying to be patient. And I guess to be fair, I was patient. I was looking for it to pull back to that line right there. Never quite happened. So here I am just kind of sitting and waiting still. Some good conversations here, though. This is a good conversation because I've heard this logic. And the logic at face value seems to make sense, but then you're like, well, wait a second. You're presupposing a bunch of not realistic things, aka I'll be a flawless trader moving forward. I won't ever break any of my rules. Yes, it's got to be all caps, and will all caps code Clay. But I know you're joking. Next, interesting potential area to short, at least for me. We have a pivot point up here at, let's just call it 500. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, no, the prop, like the whole thing of prop firms is to try to help teach you because a prop firm is a great consequence reducer. But yeah, I fully agree with that. I don't even think that's a hot take. You don't have to be profitable to make money with, no, exactly. That's why, again, I love Take Profit Trader, but their whole new scorecard thing, I think needs some tweaking. Because the way it works right now is, let's say you buy 10 accounts and then you blow 10 accounts up. And let's just say they're 50K accounts, so you lose $2,000. Well, within the data, that's showing you just lost $10,000. But like, let's just say but you only spent $1,000. So sure, the data is showing you've lost $20,000, but you've only spent actually $1,000. And then let's say on account number 11, you go and let's just say you make $1,500. Well, your data is going to show you as a massively bad trader. However, as far as numbers are concerned, you're actually up $500. So that is where the whole current scorecard thing, I don't know, it needs some work. Because prop firms are different. The math is not that straightforward. And what Black Magic is saying is exactly it. Like, again, as far as your accounts are concerned and the numbers you see, you could be down $20,000. And then you could go and make $1,500 and you're actually green $500. Now, if you don't understand how prop firms work, that sounds like a scam. That sounds like the math doesn't even make sense. But that's kind of the cool thing about prop firms and why it's apples and oranges. Now, too, and also to be fair to Take Profit Trader, I get it. It's version 1.0. So I'm sure they'll make changes and stuff like that. But for somebody like me, I don't really have any value in it. Because it's not giving you, especially the way I look at prop firms, like I talked about many times before. I look at each account as a trade itself. What is the stop loss on that trade? Well, whatever the cost of the trade is. Because that's ultimately all that's at risk of going out of your pocket. So to just illustrate that, because this is pretty important. So as far as the software is concerned, so let's say you buy an account and then you go and you blow it up. Well, the software is going to look at you and say, okay, you lost $2,000. But me, I'm like, well, wait a second. The way I view this is a 50K trade. What is the stop loss associated with the trade? Well, whatever it was spent. So if you're looking at this situation and you're like, all right, I'm going to take a trade with an $85 stop loss. Why $85? Was because that's literally the only money that came out of your pocket. So that's literally the only amount of money at risk. Yes, in order to blow up the account, have a quote unquote losing trade, you would have to within the simulator lose 2,000. But you didn't actually lose 2,000. You only lost the account, and because you paid $85 for it, that was actually your stop loss. So for somebody like me, and that's how I view things, it's like, well, I mean, I could lose 10 accounts. I could have. So if I blew up 10 of those accounts, or let's just say so if Bob blows up 10 of those accounts and each one is $85, okay, Bob has only lost $850 out of his pocket. Now, because each of those accounts requires $2,000 loss, the software is showing Bob as losing $20,000, but he actually only lost $850. So that's where I'm saying that on account number 11, he makes $1,000. Well, Bob's actually green. Like, as far as practical money, he's actually green. Oh, wow, major dump? Huh? You must be watching something else. What, did oil go down or something? Because that's... Either you're watching something else or we have different definitions of dump. Hey, player one. Hey, player one. Been a while. There is one aspect of theta, the 5-day trial. Well, I mean, no. I don't think so. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, that's a bit of a stretch, Mitt. I think you're stretching a little too far. But what about payment? All those again. I am not refuting that there's probably some prop firms out there that have ridiculous rules, but that's not like a universal thing. Some prop firms have very straightforward rules, and the rules are a good thing because they force you to focus on risk management. So yeah, well, if you trade your own capital, you don't have any rules. Think about what you just said. I'm just saying in general. You in general. Well, I like trading my own funds because there's no rules. Okay, well, yeah, you let me know how that goes with no rules. Has anyone hit 200 test accounts? Hey, Clay, you are the best platform explanation. Oh, thank you. Again, I'm not saying how I view prop firms is how you should, or I'm just saying that's how I view it. Each account is a trade itself. What is the stop loss associated with that trade? Well, whatever was spent on the account, because ultimately that's the only amount of money that'll be coming out of your pocket, which ultimately is the only thing that matters. No rule. Yeah, and that's what people that use their own funds ultimately have. There are no rules. If you want to go out there and hold and hope, you can go out there and hold and hope. And you know what? It might create a whole bunch of winners for you. The problem is that's how you end up with one of these 90% win rate strategies, but you're not profitable. Because when you hold and hope, and then that one trade where there is no hope, uh-oh. And that's the thing. Like, so just people are talking about 200 accounts. That's a lot. But think about what that would actually mean. Like, this is the power of prop firms. They give you more opportunity to learn. So if you're using your own funds, and let's just do this. So you bought 200 accounts. Each of those accounts is $85. So 200 accounts times 85. Okay, that's $17,000 that you have spent to hopefully be learning, right? What about if this was your own funds? And like, because what would it take to lose an account? Well, it would take losing $2,000. So 200 accounts, and let's just say you funded each one of those accounts with $2,000 of your own money. Well, you're out $400,000. So to be at the same exact spot, experience-wise, the person using their own funds would have to have $400,000. The person using prop firms would be at $17,000. If those numbers don't, again, you're at the same exact level of experience. One person to get the same exact level of experience, to experience all the same learning lessons, etc., etc. One would take you $400,000. The other takes you $17,000. Like I said, if you don't, right there, that's one of the huge power benefits of prop firms. The prop firm is my stop loss. Yeah, that's essentially. That's where sometimes we're like, wait, so you're doing do or die on this account? I'm like, yeah, I understand that sounds bad, but again, in my mind, this is the trade, and I'll get aggressive with this trade, and if it doesn't work out, well, I know the stop loss is ultimately whatever the cost of the account was. Wait, you're going to risk $4,500 on that trade? Because you're going to cook the account and lose $4,500. It's like, yes, but not really. I understand on the screen it'll flash minus 4,500, but how much did that person actually lose out of their wallet? Well, whatever they bought that account for, maybe a couple $100. So the stop loss, like Keeping the Wild West is saying, is actually just whatever you paid for the account. There we go. Well, all caps, Clay. Moogie, you're going to tell us your net worth? All right, everybody. Moogie is about to reveal his net worth. Go for it, Moogie. What is it, brother? How many millions? Yeah, exactly, Lance. That's what I was trying to hint at. It's people blaming the wrong thing. Instead of blaming them, well, it's actually the rules. If I didn't have these rules, I'd be better. Okay. My net worth is a bottom of water. Now, is this filtered water or unfiltered water from a puddle in the Amazon? Just a couple mil? All right, Moogie. Not a boy. Dirty Creek water. There you go. Only one bottle of whiskey. Look at this thing just grind. And that's the thing. This is what I mean. This candle here, I was tempted, but it's like, it goes back to the talking point earlier. I don't want to start to get paper cuts because, man, this thing is just having a very afternoon grind. But it is looking top heavy. So I might take one more swing at it. But if I take another swing at it on the short side and I lose money, then I'm definitely no more shorts for this move up anymore. Okay, there it is. I'm risking about 9 points with slippage. Let's call it 11 points. So I'm going to try to get short at the red line. But if this thing is just going to keep being a grinder, well, I'll have another paper cut. Now worth is $16.72. There you go. Hey man, that's like two Domino's carry out one topping large pizzas, man. It's good stuff. How did you not film me there? Well, I don't know how I did. Yeah, it was getting close to filling me. Bummer. Ooh, it's dancing a little bit. Again, looking to get short at the red line. Stop is the green line. All right, at this point, I'm going to come up just a little bit. Right there. There we go. So now with slippage, I'm at about 6.5 points. So with slippage, I'll call it 10. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, my net worth is 5 million rupees. Okay, again, I'm looking to get short at the red line. This is mainly based on the 5 minute. If you look at the 5 minute candle, it's one that I'm going to want to take a swing at. Good job, Real Link. Yep, that's what you got to do. Start to invest. Just you gonna come up here or not, brother? This will be my first target, so I'm just waiting to see if I can get filled. Looking for a 1-to-1 on my first target. Why is he shorting a bull pennant? Because I don't trust the bull pennant. That's why. I think there's reason to not trust it. Maybe I should trust it. Maybe I should be getting long. But I also do think there is reasons to not trust it. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. But it's first got to get up to that red line. So if that turns blue, I'm in. I'm in. What do you mean order rejected? What? Not looking so hot, but this is what I mean. How you sometimes you can just go on like, not that I'm on paper trade tilt, or I'm sorry, not paper cut tilt, but come on down. I will move my stop to break even if this first target gets hit. Come on. Come down a little bit more. Come on, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Okay, so this will be a green trade now. Do it! Hit that next target. Oh, that would be so beautiful. There's no... Do I actually get it? Do I get it? Oh, wait. All right, so I'm basically out. All right, all done. That was weird. It was a partial fill on my stop, so I had one left. Okay, well, got that first target hit and then stopped out. Hard to believe that there are sellers at that altitude. Why? You don't think people want to take profits? I look at that exact opposite. It's hard to believe that even though the price has grinded up and come all this way, that there's still people wanting to buy. That's funny. I looked at that as the exact opposite. Like, who are these people still buying? I'll help the chasers out. Oh, you want to chase? Here, I'll short to you, little Miss Chaser. I will gladly, as a short, I will gladly help you chase. Because remember, if you want to buy, you need somebody to sell, right? And that's what shorting is. You sell. So, hey, oh, you want to chase? I'll help you. Here, I will sell you some shares in shorting. Now, to be fair, sometimes they're right and I'm wrong, and what they're saying is, oh, you want to get yourself short squeezed? I will gladly help you get short squeezed. I will buy from you as you're selling and shorting. But that's essentially what's going on. Sometimes you're trying to help somebody else chase. That's what I mean. The market's actually very savage when you think about it. Like some trade plans, you're totally assisting somebody else to do something really bad for them, but it's actually really good for you. It's crazy. Savage. Don't tell me you're some little, oh, I'm a little sweet. No, you're a savage. Buyers will be above that as confirmed. Huh? Buyers will be above what? You mean you think buyers will be up there? There are no wills in the market. 0 wills. There you go. You think. Agreed. Yeah. I could see why you would think that way. Wasn't I short? Doggone it. In hindsight, it seems so obvious. Clay, you idiot. You should have just left your stop up there. You're right. In hindsight. But remember, we're working with 2 different data sets. You have this data known as hindsight. I did not have that data at the time, unfortunately. But you are correct. With your data set of hindsight, I got a little too tight with the stop. But I did want to ensure that it was a green trade. And on a Friday, heading into the weekend, it was worth it to me to take on a little bit of higher risk in the sense of I get knocked out of the trade and then it goes, as opposed to letting the thing go red on me. And Will, what are you doing? YOLOing options, man. Come on, brother. You Timu time machine. Just one. Okay. Old habits die hard, huh? You're like that crackhead that's like, well, it was only 1 puff. There's only 1. Well, I guess as long as you're trending in the right direction, 1 puff is better than 7. Doggone it. Are you trying to tilt me? You gotta be kidding me. This is why I am such a stickler for the broad statements, the broad statement traders, because I was right. Broadly speaking, I was right. I was thinking this was the top. What did I say? I said, I don't trust this bull pennant. I said it. I said, I don't trust this bull pennant. But that it is all self-admittedly a broad statement. So I nailed it. Guilty as charged. I don't trust you, Bull Pennant, and I nailed it. And I barely made any money. Why? Because trading is not about broad statements. It's about the finer tuned details. And what detail did I get wrong? I got a little too aggressive with my stop. So I got knocked out before this massive dumpage happened. That's why people that run around just make broad statements, it truly does not mean anything. Because the broad statement person is going to say, I don't trust that Bull Pennant. See, I told you so. Well, okay, but did you actually make any money from it? Like, there's more to it than just saying I don't trust this Bull Pennant. See, I told you so, therefore I would have made money. So for anybody that's new here, and if that's how you're practicing, meaning broad statements. So a broad statement, bad trade plan would be, I think this is the top. Yeah, it's a Bull Pennant, I don't trust it. Let's see what happens. Dude, I nailed it. Man, I would have made so much money. No, that's bad practice, right? Good practice is you've got to give yourself actual numbers. You got to give yourself an entry point. Where would you actually get in? Where's your stop loss at? Right? And then that's how you can make it way more realistic. Because unfortunately for me, I absolutely nailed this thing. But I barely made any money from it because within the minutia of things, within the details of things, I messed up the stop loss. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to practice, make sure it's good practice. Broad statements is very, very deceiving practice. But that's the thing. That's kind of what I'm getting at. You were in short hindsight, very good call. But like my call was not a good call for me. What do I mean? Well, because part of my call was moving my stop loss where I did, which got me knocked off. I do understand what you're saying, and you're trying. So I appreciate the compliment. You're just saying, well, Clay, broadly speaking, it was a good call. But that's my point. Broadly speaking doesn't actually mean anything. So for me, my good call was actually not a good call. I got myself kicked out of the trade way too soon. But I do know you're trying to be polite about it. Well, I did trust my gut. And my gut told me to put my stop where I did. It just was incorrect. Right, and that's my point is you can call something and either not make money from it, make very little from it, or actually lose money. Right? Who's been there before where you get into something, it stops you out, and then it goes in your favor. And you're like, dang, I called that. Well, yeah, you called it broadly, but like the finer tuned details, you got wrong. Yeah, so like Ranger right there. Yeah, he called it too, but he screwed up the minutia of his first target and took gains way too soon. Correct. Discipline. That's what I did. I followed my rules. I'm just saying that I'm trying to help out beginners. That and I understand why, but that thing, broad statements are a good way to practice. I'm just saying that I wish it were that easy. I wish trading were that easy. Dude, if this V-shape straight back up, that's going to ruin some people's weekends. What do you think about a long here? Well, I don't know. What does your strategy say you should do? I'm just going to go back because I don't know you or your strategy or anything. So I'm just going to throw the ball back into your court. What does your strategy say about doing a long here? I scalp 10 points. Don't trust big moves. Where is your stop? Where is whose stop loss? You just missed the long. I know. I missed the long, yeah. It's crazy. That guy who wanted to go long. Oh, he just said, what do you think about going long? He didn't say he wanted to. He was thinking about it. Reginald, though, he nailed it. Reginald got long right there, boys. Oh, you're actually talking about that guy? Ooh, okay. Okay, I'm going to try it. Whoops. Yeah. If this one's come back down through, I'll try it. I can get a tight little stop. Look at that risk profile on this thing. So small. Let's see if it wants to reject off the 21 EMA or not. Well, first I got to get filled. Okay, I'm in. Come on. 21 EMA. Smack that thing back down. Hit me. Come on. Hit my target. Again, it's Friday. I want it to be a green trade. There we go. Okay, there we go. It will be a green trade. Let's see if we can get that next target hit. Come on, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Come again. Mommy, why is this man yelling? Because I'm filled with testosterone. All right, and out. All right, I tried. I gave it a chance just in case this thing really wanted to dump. Don't cry for me, Argentina. You are good at reversal trades. Well, you know, that one worked out nice. That one worked out nice. Thank you. Very important here because, okay, today's not the last day, but Sunday is when the deal ends. So I don't know if that means it's done on Sunday or ends at like Sunday at midnight. But either way, Take Profit Trader is who I use, who I recommend, who I think they're the king of the business, especially if you're a beginner to the prop firm space. But right now it is 50% off with code Clay, which is not the normal. Normally it's only 40% off. So they are running this flash sale right now. So now would be the time to load up on accounts, or if you've never used them, maybe you've always used other prop firms, I'd say now is a good time to give them a try. So code Clay, all caps, with Take Profit Trader right now. And once more, and you know, don't necessarily take my word for it, but the truth of the matter is 50% is actually a good deal. It's not the norm. They are normally, it's usually 40% off, no activation fee. So it is a genuine flash sale. It's not like some prop firms where they're doing flash sales every other day. No, this is a good one, and one that is actually a rarity. So code Clay, all caps, with Take Profit Trader. But also, if you're with any of these other prop firms and you want to save some money and help support the stream, then code Clay, again, it's got to be all caps. And that's what's going to keep this ad free and keep the stream going. So I really can't be any more transparent on the business front than that. Is I have 6 kids, and if I'm going to pull 4 hours out of my schedule, there does need to be some mathematical sense behind it, aka, you know, I need to be smart with my time at this stage in my life. So if that rubs you the wrong way, I'm sorry that I'm trying to monetize my time, but I would argue I'm trying to be a good husband and father. So code Clay, all caps, save yourself some money, help support the stream, and feed some hungry children, because I got kids that are hungry. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it good. On your way out, hit that like button. I'll be back Monday. I think I'll be back. It sounds like we got some thunderstorms moving in. So assuming we don't lose power on Monday, I'll be back Monday at the very latest, 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure to subscribe. Usually I show up a little bit earlier than 11 a.m. So if you want to know exactly when I go live, then make sure to turn on the notification bell so that you can be made aware. So this was a good Thursday, Friday, good solid live streams. Really no trolls, so I'll take it. So thank you, everybody, for being here. Again, code Clay with Take Profit Trader. Take advantage of that flash sale, because I do believe them. I can't say that for sure. I don't know if they'll extend it, but they seem pretty serious that it will indeed be ending this weekend. So make sure you take advantage and lock in that 50% off and no activation fee. So take care, everybody. Have a great weekend.